Mm-hmm. Patreon member shout out. He told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday be mine. He told me that my power would grow like the grapes that thrive on the vine. Mariano's on his way. He told me that the man of my dreams would be just out of reach. What's going on? How's it going, Mr. Pags? It's either real Randy Chavez.
What's happening?
Everyone, Veve fam, I hope you all say hello to Dashi. Everyone say hello to Dashi. How are you doing on this fine evening?
Absolutely fantastic. I just got back from a Super Bowl annual Super Bowl dinner that happens every year.
Yeah.
It's a big pool, $1,000 a box. There's a few boxes that get sold out within the first couple of weeks. It's all gone when it's first offered in January. And tonight's the dinner. I had to just go over there to straighten, get some stuff straightened out with the money and little food, little drink. Nothing crazy, but that's it.
Good. Oh God, hiccups. I'm glad.
Whoa, looks like you had a drink.
I did. I think last time I had you on, I was at the girlfriend's and she made me an alcoholic hot chocolate, which was super fantastic. But no, today I'm pretty dry. Super Bowl weekend, I'll be drinking all weekend. But we do have some other reasons to celebrate. We have some more golden moments coming out.
I know nothing about that.
You don't know anything about it? You're not going to go crazy on them?
My middle name's Daisy.
Okay, so you're gonna go crazy on the Daisy. All right, I see it.
It's you gotta get them all. You gotta get them all, man. You know that. You know how it is.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Since the last time we talked, we had the Wax CEO went like crazy trying to attack us. We had the new Golden Moments announcement. We had there's something else that just happened as well. Oh yeah, Veve had mentioned that we do not have the P word, but they didn't say exactly what the P word was. It was answering a question in reference to Pokemon. And you said, I guarantee you we have the P word. Can you elaborate on that?
I didn't say I guarantee. I said 100% guarantee. That's what 100%. I said. You got to get it right. I just want you to understand that.
Okay. So can you elaborate on your meaning when you said, I 100% guarantee we have the P word? End quote.
Well, it's 100% guaranteed. And so basically, what they were referring that the P word represents?
Yeah, they were referring to Pokemon.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you not know what they were referring to? Oh, you're being facetious there. All right, I feel you. Yeah, so I also just realized I ate all my pizza. I didn't even use my garlic sauce. Charged me $1.50 per garlic sauce, and I got 2 of them. So I digress. Why are you so sure? Why are you?
I hope that was redundant because the greatest thing about the greatest thing about you other than who you are and what you do is that you are you're a man of risk and almost as much if not more than me and I love risk because I believe in high risk high reward and I believe in calculated risk. However, I like more so you than me, as I mentioned before. Putting your whole entire life in one bag, all eggs in one big basket is what you decided. As obviously as risque as I am and as driven I am, I actually can't do that. I mean, I can't in my right mind do that. I can do it, but it just won't feel right. So for you, I give you a lot of props for that. But because you are that type of risque person, it makes me feel good because I'd be willing to wager something with you personally. If you want to, you'd have to come up with the actual the monetary value or the or whatever it may be, whether it's an NFT, whether it's OMI, whatever. It's up to you.
Yeah,
and we'll set a timeline because it's not necessarily a when, it's more of an if.
Yeah.
And if some of that doesn't happen before a certain time, it'll just expire. No win, no lose.
Okay.
But if something does come about it, the loser pays the winner. And I always say, you put your money where your mouth is. I've made some significant offers live here for certain NFTs that have never they never crossed my desk, so the transaction wasn't able to commence. But nonetheless, yeah, that's where I'm at. I say that.
If that is the case, then I just recently did make a bet with a buddy of mine saying that, and it's a very, very small bet. It's just I bet a buddy of mine 10,000 OMI that the token would be at least 3 cents in April, and which by April 10th, I should say. April 10th.
When did you put that in?
It was 23 hours ago we put the bet in.
And it was recent. Okay.
Yeah, and it would be 3 cents by April 10th. So it's not a ton, and we probably should have done more to make it a little more spicy. But if I'm picking up what you're putting down, are we going to bet? Because again, I would love to. I'm sure we have it also, but I guess we could do like a gentleman's bet. And again, obviously, me pretty sure that I'm wrong here.
You name the wager and you name the timeline. For me, it doesn't matter because if it goes beyond that timeline, it's an expiration of the wager. But for me, it's not a time issue.
Okay.
If you think that, like this, let's just set everything aside. If you think those that are in charge in this world, the upper hands of echelon of the deciding factors of business, have a multi-billion-dollar juggernaut in their hand, and we haven't heard one little peep out of all the NFTs and all the exchanges and of all the applications that are out there, and we haven't heard one little tiny little smidge from anybody about one of the biggest franchises in history. But we do have the guy that created it to being brought from where it was to where it is now.
Yeah.
As one of our top 3 guys. Name the wager, bro.
All right. So like I said, I'm pretty sure we do have it, but just to keep everything fun actually, and just
when I say 99.9 is not 100%. Remember that.
Yeah. So just to be play devil's advocate and just to make it fun. I wouldn't expect it soon, but I say we could do it by and it doesn't mean that we would get it physically in the app like a drop, but just an announcement. I would say June 21st. We could bet we could bet
21st.
Yeah, it's summer.
Where are you going so far out for?
I was going to say end of the year. Okay, we could do beforehand. Because that's the first day of summer solstice. But we could do beforehand if you'd like.
How about this? How will we do this? Why don't we make it a little more like metaphoric and we'll put obviously overlapping another industry? Why don't we make it May the 4th? So it'll be like a little Star Wars-ish. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep that kind of going. You know what I mean?
All right, dude. Pikachu and Baby Yoda, they would make great friends. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, we could do it. So May the 4th. I'll bet that there's no announcement by that time, and we could do something a little spicier. We do 20,000 OMI. And
20,000. Oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah, it's a small amount. So
no problem.
If they announce it by that time, or by May 4th or before, I would give you 20,000.
I got a better idea. How about the 20,000 is fine. You name that. How about we do this? Mm-hmm. How about the winner, the loser has to pay, but the winner decides we donate the 20,000 OMI to somebody. How about that? Whatever you decide you want to donate it to, whether it's a cause, whether it's someone, whether you want to put it in a raffle, whatever you want to do with it. How about that? We just say we're
okay. Yeah. If I lose, I would. Or I say if you lose and you donate it, I would have you donate it to Best Friends Animal Society.
That's fine. That's perfectly whatever a way that we can take it, liquidate it, bring it to wherever it is. Whatever. It doesn't matter how much it's worth at the time. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Right, put it in the calendar. And what about you? Where would you like me to donate or give it to or whoever?
It's up to you. I mean, win or lose. I'm saying no matter who the winner is, you decide.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
20K OMI bet. So it's in the calendar now. Yeah, I guess both the Best Friends Animal side. I'm like, hey,
I'm only saying it because you have a better place that you're going to want to put it, and I know I'm winning. So I'd rather you just take your, donate the stuff that you rather.
So you're confident that we'll have the announcement by then?
100%, bro.
Wow, that's soon.
Well, I would hope by then. If it's not that, okay, fine. We could maybe then extend. We could at that point maybe we can extend the term. Maybe we can add more to it if you want. Whatever. I'm okay with liquidating one of my NFTs and then whatever we get out of it, turn that into something. However you want to modify this, I'm completely flexible. I'm just letting you know
Yeah, no,
Just
that's
get
fair.
more Omi, bro. I'm me and you. I know I gave you a nice little chunk of Omi for that ultra rare because that's something that I definitely needed for my Spider-Man set again because I can
That's sub
recoup it.
100.
But excuse me, I apologize. Joshua Conroy here. 838.
I want one of your Doctor Doom. Is that Doctor Doom?
Yeah, there's collectible, and then there's the SR.
Yeah.
In the comic. So I'm open.
Okay. All right. So he's open. It's open. JC Joshua Conroy.
Just DM me. We'll
Yeah. Shoot him DM. So what do you make? Are you sniping things now because the market, like Secret Rare Spider-Man went from like 100K down to like 55K?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying, are you sniping anything? What's your play here?
It's a great question. I was I have ever since the conclusion of the transaction with Dr. Profit, I had to reset, some of my I don't want to say my distressed feelings or my regret, because I don't have any of that, because it's not real regret. It's just when you have something for so long and it has so much it just has it's the gold, and if you feel like you got a lot of silver and you still feel good, you just want some of that gold back. So getting back into it, I was fortunate enough to recoup the MC1 SR. It's like a number 4, number 5 lowest mint. So I'm pretty much in the range there. And for the Spider-Man, obviously you have helped me get the ultra rare. I've had the a rare 51 and a couple low uncommon common. So just getting the secret rare will set that back up again.
Yeah.
When it comes to sniping, yes, I have been, but I haven't been. Like for instance, like Storm, I never collected this. I didn't participate in the set at all, and then here we are, round in third, and I'm like, you know what? I was advised get Storm, and I was going to get her to begin with, and I didn't. But now I have the whole set in the sub 50 and maybe the secret rare 70 something, but nonetheless I got it. So this is where I'm at again, but picking up different different items. And I don't want to say, because everybody's gonna, if I'm still didn't get one, they're gonna start rising the price up. Just I know how it is, crazy people. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But don't get me wrong, when it comes to Spider-Man SR, I have a few people right now that there's possible deals that are pending. I could probably pick one up for like 25K USDT right now, which is a pretty good number. Because it equates to like a 55K gem, which at a 50 cent to the dollar gem, that's a cheap gem, which it doesn't really exist. So right now it's probably right. It's a probably right number in the 25K range. I'm still deciding on it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, now obviously it could drop further, but how much farther can it drop? It
doesn't matter for me. The drop, it could go to 10K. It don't matter. And I probably will only pick up 1 or 2 more if it ever did something ridiculous like that. But it doesn't stop me from what I need to do for the to get back into my set again. I'm just trying to get the best deal for it. I'm very fortunate it came back down to this number. Otherwise, I'd be looking at probably like a 40 to 60K USD, based on 100K or more. Like it was just that, that's like a 65 to 75 cent gem, purchase in that range. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the conversion.
With being familiar with the marketplace, like intimately, like you're one of the people that watch it a lot because you have to decide whether it's a good deal or a bad deal. Do you think at some point you would just day trade, you just trade around, but and obviously not with Marvel or Disney because they have a high percentage rate that they take 8.5% taxes and fees. But do you think you would trade like around season 1 Batman, like the first series, or do you think you would trade around? Because like right now, Riso is down to like under 16,000, and he was up to 25. Do you think you'd ever do that?
That's a fantastic question. I mean, it really depends on it really comes to like life value, and it's the clock too. You need time for some stuff. I mean, and there's a lot of people that do enjoy, getting into, they do enjoy getting into, the day-to-day grind. And there's a passion to it, and there's an addiction to it. We're going to be all honest right now. However, not necessarily really concerned too much with the fees, because the TX fees are going to be there regardless for whatever. And you could kind of, if you're flipping, you're going to get in that range depending on, where you're at, to make money. But it really has to do with, what your margins, what you really need. Do you need 20%? Do you need 60%? Some people need to be, they got to be like a top runner to really like feel good, and sometimes, I don't want to say greed comes into it, but when you're dealing with like volatile markets like this, it's bird in the hand. You should grab what you have to grab. Now, as I had made it known, I had an offer to not do the deal that I had done with Dr. Profit. If he said that I'll give you an extra $50K if you don't if we transact it on February the 11th, because it was January the 11th, and if you wait 30 days, I'll add another 50 onto it. So I it's a bird in the hand for me.
Yeah.
Anything
can happen.
I got the deal on the table right now. For me, it's very difficult to to foresee that. Now, could OMI have gone up significantly in this time period? Absolutely. Could could have gone down, that too, but it wasn't changing the deal. It was just adding. I was just getting more more value onto it. So yeah. I didn't do it, and it actually was a wise choice not to do it. It's almost an even break, I could say, based on how much OMI was at the time, based on what I got.
Yeah, OMI did go down a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I was still a little concerned too about, like, with respect to getting an announcement. MTL. We were still like, pre-mutable. Pre second layer. We were still into that. We didn't get the migration yet. So that was like still up in the air, and I didn't know if there was going to be an exchange announcement. That could have hurt me if an exchange announcement came. Yeah. Plus I know how deep he is into the app. I didn't know how deep his reach went with respect to news, or maybe he couldn't tell me something, but he kind of knew something. That's why he was pushing it out to the. So for me, I just push all that out, and I'm like, you know what? I know what I paid for what I had sold, even though I'm not a flipper. It's a large amount of money.
Yeah, I agree. We got Gorlomi. How's it going? Says I wanted to move an iron. Says we're the goats. Thank you. I want to move an Iron Man for OMI as the best place. Facebook. Also, these off-market escrow deals highly frowned upon now. I mean, for me, I'll still do escrow deals for people that need to cash out, do whatever. I do it where I don't have like the gems touch my account. Like, God forbid, those gems are somehow tainted anyway. But I mean, if you have a trusted escrow, I'd say it's fine. I refuse to go in any of those escrow groups because you hear about scams all the time.
Listen, everybody that's listening, I can make this known today. A very well-known, matter of fact, God Entry is his a Veve name, and he owns I own 4 of the FF5 SRs. He owns 3, or he owns 4. We're all in the same low range. We have this, 3.3 million wall up. Obviously they get delisted because of the 30 days and stuff. Then we forget to list them. But when we're all on our mark and they're all listed, he's in there, and he needed some gems today, and I helped him out with that. And it's like, you need to know people like us, like you, Randy, like myself. If you have connections with people, you don't necessarily need escrow. You don't necessarily need it. We can act on those particular parts, or we can refer you to the people in those positions. Yeah. That's it. I'm not a gem broker. I don't have the people that are selling the gems. I just mediate deals between the people that I know that I've been doing business with, and it's only one person, or no more than 2 people. One person, that's it. So they don't do me wrong, and even though I don't like mediating things like that, it's a no-brainer. As long as everybody has done the transferring of the USDT, and they understand with the Tron and the Ethereum chains, and not mixing it up, it's flawless, and it'll always go through. Everybody getting scammed, and I hear all these stories. I wish there were more listeners and there was more people that were able to share these streams, Randy, like people like myself and yourself that have the outlets and resources to almost kind of like govern a monopoly of escrowing. So you don't have to ever get into, like, we can be verified on Twitter or on Telegram, direct DM. It's me, it's you, like, there's no like Real Randy Chavez 2, but on the Veve app, there might be Real Randy Chavez with an S at the end, and then it looks like, so I'm just saying, like, people just don't realize that. And they get into these groups and they get beat. And then we hear stories. I don't know what to say. Like, it really isn't that many of you out there. There's not a lot of me out there. There's only like honestly, like 10 to 15, like top content creators, and all you are if not verified to do escrow, you can refer somebody that's eligible, and even Sean, he does it, and it's like I hearing people getting beat at this stage. It's like, don't they watch your videos, or don't they watch you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they can use you if they need it. It just doesn't make sense to be like going to these groups and be like, yeah, trust me, we could just here you go, and
It's funny how you mentioned God's entry. I was just talking to him before. He on the tweeters. He's awesome. He's a cool dude. We talk every now and then. So I don't know. I assume you've seen Wolf of Wall Street, where that scene where Jonah Hill goes to Leonardo DiCaprio. Is like, what do you do, man? Show me a pay stub for $70,000 and I'll quit my job right now.
Yeah, right in the beginning.
Dino Lang wants to know, what's your job? We want to work for you.
Dino's the man, bro. I never really got a chance to get too deep into Dino, like talking to him. We never really, I know you guys are close and stuff, but he seems like a tight dude. And, but that's awesome. Yeah, that's funny. I'll show you my paycheck if you want, bro. I mean, that's the best I could do. It's like 70,000. Well, it's actually like 73,000 to be. No, I think that's what Leo said in the movie. Like this month, he made 70 grand this month.
Yeah, I just interviewed Dino. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, I jumped in. You were.
Oh yeah, you did. He watched the movie I mentioned. The what was that? Fanboys. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. He said that was like the greatest thing. Oh, also, did I mention the party to you? April 15th, Long Island.
You did. Of course you did, bro. Of course.
Okay.
Of course you did, man. Okay. I was the one that said it's the tax party. I called it the tax party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, we got a bunch of people. So Orion Crypto Trader's going. Wendy Stibalis is going. So you get to hang it. Great to have Mr. Pags going to the party. The first 100 people are going. I will put out a tweet at some point in the next. I would say probably the next day or so, of how many other people can go and just how much it is, and then they'll have to cash out the event or whatever.
No problem at all, man.
But you got it.
People like me, we don't have a problem paying $100 for an Uber over from Jersey to Long Island. You know what I'm saying? Some of us aren't that cheap. You know what I'm saying?
I was just telling that story.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? That's all right. I forget. You know why I love you? Because you'll give $20,000 to a charity on a gamble, but you won't spend the $20 to come see me. I mean, $100. Yeah, I respect that though. That's right. You get. It's like there's minuses on your side, but these pluses are like the tsunamis over any of that negative stuff, bro. That's why. You're top shelf.
Sleeping, come sleeping, come. As says, there's always insightful, entertaining, Mr. Pags, Randy. Beer money only. Thank you. Why? Thank you so much. That will be super fantastic. So I just watched a TikTok. I don't know if you know Sophia, like the AI robot that.
I did. Did you? Which one? The one with Tony Robbins?
He kind of looks like you. He's kind of like just a little bit of a scruff, and they were just at a weekend together. But what I wanted to add is like I was talking about more like
the one that was created by Hanson.
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah, that's Tony Robbins. Yep.
I mean, you just mentioned, the pluses outweigh the minuses for me. What is like your biggest, like moral, like your biggest, like raison d'etre, like reason for living? Like, what is your, what's that? What's like main goal, reason for being here?
It really, when you get to, I think that question is great for where I am in my age now at 48. I mean, I don't feel 25, but I don't even know if I feel 40, to be honest with you. So I could say probably like a 30 or so is realistic. 30, 32. I mean, it's like when you don't have a family, you answer that question one way. And when you start a family, you answer that question one way. When you get married, so that question has a lot of different, answers because of the person and what they're going through in their life. Where I'm at right now, I don't think it'll change now because it's got its, I'm kind of like, I'm on the, I'm on a track that's pretty consistent. And I have plans. I think that when you get to, that's one thing about money, it's like when you have enough money to pay bills and survive and save a little, you don't really ever get over the hump in your psychology. You always like kicking the can down the road with a plan. Oh, next year I'm going to go here. Or, oh, I want to go to Paris, or one day I want. It's always that one day, and it just keeps getting kicked down the road. And so I'm not saying that either vacations or things like that, but I'm just saying in terms of like life and what your goal is like here. I think once you set all your cards on the table and they're all up and you're like, okay, you can start organizing. I think when you become a little more financially stable, and you can kind of do that a lot easier. So that helps answer this question a lot easier. For me right now, I think it's just stay true to myself, go, just live life and stay consistent, raise my kids as they want to be alive, not as I want them to be or how I want them, expect them to be. You know what I mean? It's just how they're going to be is how they're going to be. And we can just kind of guide them if they fall off track a little bit, push them back on. That's all it is. Other than that, as a parent and as a person, my wife, we're doing what's right. We know what we have to do. We have a plan, and driven for me. I mean, I have a lot of things that obviously when we get to the next financial level, that's another thing, because now it's not like you're not like a sort of like a millionaire. Now you're a decamillionaire. That changes things. It changes things because, how you are as a philanthropist and how you are as making other people smile and what that does for you does change you, and that's something you can't do unless you have the money to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not necessarily you need the money, but, the boots on the ground, you can get in there without money and help people. But when it comes to, really changing people's lives on that, or animals or things like that, when you start getting into that kind of money, you can really, you can make those waves.
Agreed. We got Vivi Monster. Thank you for the super chat saying, hey guys, someone's willing to sell Mr. Pagacy or Spidey of all things for basically 50 cents on the dollar. Has him really concerned about the market. He has a concern saying that this might be a house of cards waiting to fall. What is your take on that? Was there anything?
Yeah, Veve Monster's one of the best out there, bro. He is a good dude right there. And you got some real nice items too. I respect your collection. And so what it is this is really what it is. It's we wake up every day, and there are people on that side of the aisle, and there's people on this side of the aisle, right? And there's people that are on this side of the earth, and there's people on this side of the earth. And so we're all human, and we all do different things, but we have Veve as a as something that we have in common. But because they're over there, whether they're on that side of the political aisle or they're on that side of the world, it's not consistent, and we can't share that same mindset. So unfortunately, what they're going through puts them in positions that we might not be able to relate to because we're not in their position politically or just geographically. So to answer that question, it's not necessarily, is it a house of cards waiting to fall? It's just that there might be someone that's, or a group of people that feel a certain way because of certain reasons. And you got to realize when you turn on the TV, what do you hear? You hear about U.S. troops, you hear about Biden saying to pull troops out of, get United States people out of Russia, get out of there soon, Ukraine or whatever they are, because Russia's coming in and they're putting troops on the ground. Then you got other people saying Putin ain't doing anything. He's just got troops there. It's the media just blowing it out and whatever. I mean, I'm just making a point. What I'm saying is when it comes to like this stuff here and what people are doing, it's not necessarily a house of cards waiting to fall. It's just, it's not even a house of cards. It's just a house. And how people come and go in and out of it, it's the discretion of that person and what their, what their a particular lifestyle is at that moment. I mean, I just know this. Nothing's changed really within 30 days. Within 30 days, we just had a 100K floor Spider-Man Secret Rare. You know what I mean? And nothing's changed. And then when we had a 100K Secret Rare, we had like a 33, 34 floor wall.
That's a good point.
That wall went up 10K. So, you can't say it's a house of cards because and we had like a 4K R2D2 and we had like a 2K C3PO. These things 2X and 3X now. So you know what I'm saying? So how does that fit this? This is just one particular item. It has nothing to do with House of Cards or the entire app at all. And there's really no relationship.
Yeah, that's a great point because we had, some people might just look at the short term the last few days. Thank you, Dino, saying high praise. We want to party. We want to party with you too. Some people are taking a look at, like R2D2, which was at like 9,500 and it dropped to under 8K in the past like 24 hours because of Disney Golden Moments announcement. But if you just spread out a little while and zoom out and you look at the past month, like you said, it's more than doubled. It's gone up really, really high. And if we take a look at, Puddin' Cheeks over here has got the amazing charts that track how much money is being put into the app each day. And it's minimum $1 million a day, like the past month, minus that one day where we couldn't really get on the app. We couldn't do anything. But outside of that, if the money was stopping coming in, if there was no money coming in, I'd be a little bit concerned. But the money just keeps growing. There's just a lot. So beside
Profit, because he has his own mindset, I have someone else that I'm close to. They spend between 20 and 60,000 a week in gems, and I set them up with obviously we're having the capability of purchasing them. So just realize almost $250,000, 200 to 250 $250,000 gems a month.
Yeah,
I mean. People don't realize this is just one person. People don't really realize what we really have. And, it's like you don't realize what you have because it hasn't opened up its wings. Like we're in this little tiny belly. Obviously, I'm so glad that you have a lot of stock, a chart analysis and history. So really, when you're dealing with hockey stick, when you're dealing with hockey stick formations and people understanding, we have gone from where we were to here, but this is such the bottom belly of this, what is so far vast of a stick that, it just seems like, oh my God, we've got this much going on, but time will take it where it has to go. And I'm telling you, everything that comes along and everything, it's just like Cardano. I always bring it back to the Cardano because Cardano's was like, oh yeah, the Shelly and Shelly release and Shelly release and Shelly release and kicked down almost a year. It got kicked down, and then it finally happened. And then after that, it was but they're going to have problems going into Byron, which was the next protocol set. And guess what? Came out of Shelly, went into Byron, transfer, upgrade, no problem. Still in dataless, everything fine. Not a problem. Then it was, but they're never going to go on Coinbase. There no exchange is going to want them. And then we're like, when are we going to get the Coinbase announcement? Guess what? Then we got the Coinbase announcement. Then it was Coinbase, and then it was not the Coinbase. Coinbase was like the wallet. And then we wait until they had enough liquidity, which was 2 or 3 days. Then what happened? Now it's tradable on Coinbase. Now it's not even a question now. So that's what I'm trying to say. These are the the encumbrances that come and the hurdles that we have to meet and the time that it takes. Please, everyone that is listening, please just listen, hold your gold, don't get nervous, accumulate more. And as time goes on, it'll just keep happening. We talked in September, talking maybe by Christmas, it's going to be 2 cents, 3 cents. After that, February, March, we're just throwing numbers around. That's why I don't like to throw numbers around, because then if you could that time comes and you're like, what just say, let's go back to the videotape like Warner Wolf and CBS back in the day. No, you don't have to. Because other than that, guess what? We don't have to talk about any of the speculation. We could just sit here and just talk about everything else and let everything go. We just give our insight because this is how we feel based on this and the data. For me, it don't matter. I'm still accumulating. I'm ready to surprise you. I can't do it yet, but when I surprise you, it's going to be great. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I haven't caught you yet, but I'm coming.
Get it. God's entry had to go says fear usually means buy in all markets, generally speaking, because again, even today with all like the blood in the streets, everything down, I got another secret rare Loki for $1,600 because it was at 4K.
Another one. You are a beast. Listen, look, let me explain something.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just say this.
Go.
I didn't own any cryptocurrency at all. I didn't own any NFTs, nothing at all. Right? I just come straight from experience and research and knowledge, and I put all my chips on the table and I said, let me research this. October of 19, I started the research. We got hit with this little COVID thing in January of 2020, which was only a couple months later. But this is where Bitcoin started to drop, markets started to drop, 800-point drop days, 1,000-point drop day. It's not blood in the streets. It's just, wow, this is a pandemic. It's real. Wuhan. Oh my God. It's not like that little, SARS that we got hit with and the other one that we got hit with. It was like here and gone. And we know nothing now it happened. We thought that's what everybody thought it was. It started to get worse. But guess what I started to see? I started to see opportunity. And in April, for me to go and put $25,000, which was a large percentage of my actual net pocket money that I could just put in where if I lose it, it's not going to hurt me.
Yeah.
Into Cardano of all things. I mean, I'm not saying that I could have put it in anything. If I put it into Doge, I'd have like $40 million right now. If I put it into super speculation. But what I'm saying is I wrapped my investment and my ideas around something that was solid. When you're talking about a time when Bitcoin was like $4,000, $6,000, and that was a time where I could have got Bitcoin at 4,000, 6,000 a coin, no problem. Or an Ethereum was 300, 400. Why didn't I do that? Because I didn't want that. I wanted something new and fresh that was ripe. What's the new thing? Listen, there was no Veve yet then. There was none of that. There was no Omi back then. So it's like, when Omi came into the picture, then Omi was something that was the new thing. You're going to get something that while it's fresh and new. You don't want to buy brown bananas.
Yeah.
And so that's that, right? And then you have to realize too when you're talking about fear. I mean, there was, I don't know if it was on YouTube. There was a compilation of of newscasts that were the guy. It was not like a conspiracy theory video, but it was a video that had a guy that had recorded all news, and he had dates that were on there from his TV. Yeah. And what happened was he was recording. He segmented all of the recording of the. Look at this date. Look at this date, and they were saying, "Oh my God," that, and the woman was like, "Oh, the markets are down today. There was a lot of selling. Commodities are down." And he did it like 4 or 5 days, and he showed a chart of the market going down, and then it wasn't even like 2 days after that how things now the market sentiment in the news was, oh, and things are getting better, and we see and look who we have on the show today, and they had like a guest that was like a software company. He was talking about how the next generation of chips that are coming out and all this good news. And he had 3 or 4 of them. And then he put the market coming back up. So it's like, if you think that markets are not manipulated through the media outlets and we're so social between all our socials.
100%.
So it's so easy. It's not like newspaper was like the precedent of what we have right now to scare people, because it was only radio before it was TV. So it was mostly newspaper was the way to go for everybody. Dinner, news at your table if you didn't have a radio. And now it's so it's easier to make people afraid. Yeah. I hope I can make people more, stronger and more proactive in what they do and stop being and keeping them from being reactive to what's being put out there. This is probably one of the best. And I want to say Cardano was an absolutely unbelievable, and it's a great run that I had, and I still have it, but not as much, but I still have it. I really think XRP is just a month or 3 months away from helping out the entire crypto market, because
I'm rooting for him.
It's tied to regulation. Regulation's been the umbrella of the uncertainty of this entire industry. So when this flops and flips, it's going to change the dynamic. And I believe that, I'm not saying that this SEC investigation for XRP is the catalyst, but I can tell you this, that if it is, and if it does what I think it's going to do, XRP, Algorand, Bitcoin, you're going to see Cardano. There's going to be some, even Ethereum, the gains are going to be, it's going to shock people. It's gonna be not understand. People are you're not gonna be able to get stuff. You're gonna be trying to grab, you're not even gonna get it. It's gonna be like when you had to wait a day or two to get a trade, because that's how backed up the systems were. And we have the systems in place right now. You're gonna be clogged up. You're gonna put a buy order in at market price. You're not even gonna get what you expected based on your math.
Yeah. The price will be insane by the time it fills, because especially if people can't get it, if people aren't selling.
It's just like hitting the buy now button. You don't know what mint number you're going to get. That's it. Get in line.
Yeah, and I always try to tell people, listen, unless the thesis changes with the company or with the crypto that I'm buying or anything, then I will not sell. I don't care about short term. And I made a tweet the other day saying even if does go up to, let's say, 50 cents this year, which was like absolute golden goose, which because we're not going to get OMI to NFT for a little while, I don't see it happening. But let's say it does. I would still only sell a little bit, and the little bit that I would sell would just be for taxes. It would just be for charitable donations,
Smart.
and then
Very smart. Very wise.
And then it would be, when the bear market comes,
just take the ride. Don't matter.
Yeah, I'll rebuy everything.
And you don't realize too, as time goes on, your NFTs, our NFTs, are going to be increased in value because there's going to be more people. There's going to be more demand in those particular items. So your NFTs are kind of going to be. It's like, I don't want to say it's like a hedge, but it is kind of like a hedge in a sense. I mean, think about that for just 1 minute. I mean, see this guy here at a 909, Jerry.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, Jerry. So real quick, no, I don't anymore. I had it in Daedalus. What happened was Daedalus every 5 days is an epoch, and what was taking place is if you leave your coins in there, the actual those staking pools become saturated, and you get less and less because the pools, as they get saturated, you get less and less percentage every epoch every 5 days. So you're moving it from pool to pool to try to. So what was happening was in the beginning was great. We're getting like 6% and 5.6%, and it was great. Then it started getting to the 4%. Now there's so much, sometimes you get less. I found Nexo.io. It's an automatic 4% per year guaranteed. If you set it up with the fixed term, 30-day fixed terms, you get 5%. They give you 1 extra percent. So it's a guaranteed 5%, period. Nice. There's no question about it. It's fixed though. They're locked in. It's like a 30-day epoch, so to say. Yeah. And the greatest thing about it is that you can borrow against your asset. In that particular coin, you could borrow up to 30%. If you have 100 grand in there, you can get 30,000 in 24 hours. It's in your bank account available. Not like get to your bank and you still got like 2 or 3 days to wait. So just to let you know, that's what Nexo has to offer. I'm not plugging them. I'm just making it. That's what I have. And so to have that kind of liquidity, fresh liquidity, ready to go, maybe OMI goes down to something. Now you can just borrow 30 grand. You don't need to do anything. You can put it right in Tether and boom, it's right in Biffa or wherever your exchange is, and you can get your OMI or you can get whatever coin you want. Yeah. That's the greatest thing about Nexo. Having it staked into Daedalus, which I had it, having it every 5-day epoch, and then sometimes you forget and it gets locked into the new epoch. Now you only get like 4%, 3.8%. And it's all over the place. It's not bad. I mean, there was a point where I held $500,000 in there and I was making like $600 to $700 like in value every 5 days, which was good, but I'm bro, what I've done with OMI and what I've done with my NFTs and what I have done with Veve right now, it almost pushes all of my other crypto assets aside. It steamrolls over all of it. I almost to the point where if I ever that's why I'm kind of like holding back with my XRP. If that ever happens, and what I believe is going to happen in the next 1 to 3 months, I am shooting for $250 million OMI, and I will take a screenshot of my account and prove it just to show that I am diehard OMI to DOMI.
That's so much. I mean, the one thing that we won't get this with OMI, but a lot of people that don't understand about crypto, and this is why I'm so bullish on the NFTs as well, is that let's say Bitcoin, there's 21 million Bitcoin, or that could ever be mined, like ever, and obviously a lot were lost throughout the years, but sure. But if every single millionaire in the world wants 1 Bitcoin, they cannot get it, and that's 21 million Bitcoin. And
that's millionaire. There's people who are 100,000aire that can afford one, no problem. And you're not talking to billionaires, and there's decabillionaires. There's a lot of decabillionaires. So I'm not just talking 1 to each person. Yeah, it gets. Trust me, Michael Saylor is the best for this. He talks about how he relates it to a block of Manhattan. I've seen it many times.
Yes,
and I'm going to tell you, man, that's the best analogy you can ever imagine. At the moment, right now, I currently do not own any Bitcoin. I did recently. And there's things come up, and you have to moderate your portfolio and diversify accordingly. If you want to make
3,
that's cool.
I had 3, and I sold it for OMI. So it's just because I believe it.
The most of Bitcoin I had ever, I had 9. I had 6 in one account. I had 6 in some change in one account and like almost 3 in another account. That was the most I ever had. But that was when I was like coming out of the Cardano and the uncertainty time, and I was afraid to kind of like, you know, I don't want to take much risk. I want to be in the most least. I have all this liquidity. I'm like, where am I going to go with it? I don't want to leave it because a little move of Cardano can make a huge move like OMI. You know, one little tiny little drop, we lose 100K, 200K. That's tough. But I'm so pumped with OMI at this point right now. I'm guarded. With Cardano, I was a little concerned. You know, now with OMI, it doesn't matter. It's a deflationary asset. If you could get any currency that's deflationary, you need to invest your inflationary currency.
Yeah, no, that's the best. Like I would much rather have OMI than almost any other thing. And I'm not trying to take away from other altcoins. Like there's people that don't understand that you get nothing in interest if you keep your money in like a bank or like maybe like you can get like 4% if you go like really crazy. But with a lot of these stable coins, you can get a lot of percent each year. And you know,
well, in the Nexo app, they offer you can get 8% right out the gate with USDT, but you can get up to 10, which is no problem. There is, I think, a coin in there. I think they give you 18 right out the gate. Mm-hmm. You can get up to 36 though. Go on Nexo.io. I mean, I could go on my phone and show you. Yeah. I think her name is Melinda Murphy 914. It is $250 million. 250 million.
Yeah. So I'll get back to that in a second. Sam Babcock, thank you for the super chat. Saying that you have a 80 Ultraman Ace. Are you interested in matching 80 Edo?
You know, I have I think a 55. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a 65 Edo. I apologize, or a 55 and a 65.
So you're covered there.
It's great for the match, though. I do appreciate it, but I was never really big in the match sets and stuff because it just took. There were times where, you know, you had to try to match like an 80. It might be like 6K, but then I could get like the 50 for 3K. You know what I mean? Why am I to match? I mean, there is value in it. Don't get me wrong. If you have like all 41s or all 42s, something like that, or if you have a sequential set, we are capable of having a sequential set from the common to the secret rare in the Amazing Spider-Man 252, the rare 1000 edition set. We're capable of having a sequential set from the common to the secret rare. I think it starts at a 98. I think we could have 98, 99, 101, 102. I think the software spread them out to the point where the top lowest 5 mints, they're actually all spread it out evenly. I believe so. I think so.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That would be
and Senor YouTube, basically, if you want to do more than 600 at a time, you would have to go and find someone that has a bunch of gems. They would transfer you a collectible and then they would buy it from you for that amount of gems, and then just transfer that collectible back, and that's pretty much it. It's the way to do it. So you said you wanted a 250 million OMI. How many do you have right now? Right now, ballpark.
Right now, I'm a little shy of 100. However, there's I can't tell you, man. I'm telling everybody. There's a possible another blockbuster type of a transaction that's pending right now.
Oh wow!
With you know who, and if that does work out, which we're within probably like 4 to 6 days or so away.
We gotta have you on again.
It'll probably bump me somewhere near the 130 to 150 mil, and then I'm taking my next step of speculation on the XRP thing working out, because I could liquidate mostly probably like at least 80 or so % of the XRP and get OMI to kind of get to that point. But I really don't want to do that. I want because I don't want to scrap that much of the OMI of the XRP when it does to get the OMI. But if I can get close to 100 million of the OMI, hopefully it's in the penny range.
Yeah.
And then I can do it from the sale of the XRP or transfer of the.
That'd be amazing. You could. So that's great. At that point you definitely have more than me. I have about 127 right now. I would have.
I'm on your tail. I'm on your tail.
I know. I mean, the ones that I get though, like I can't do like million OMI transactions anymore. I will try to get 129 unless we get on exchanges soon. But again, even though I expect 1 to 2 more exchanges, that's the other thing. Do you consider MetaMask swap an exchange?
Nope. Okay,
so you do think that we would have 2 more exchanges as they promised this month? Okay, so there are 2 more separate. Taps is subscribes to the notion that we won't get Coinbase for a while because they want to build up to that. I would say that Coinbase would probably be next month, just because we would have 1 or 2 this month that maybe aren't as good, and they would build up to that. We hit a peak, we build up more, and then we get Binance further down the line, in summer, second half of the year. What not Coinbase, but what other exchanges are you excited for? Which ones?
I mean, I think that obviously I look at it from an aspect of, look at the geographic picture. Look where the Veve app is active, and take a map and just, push pin the most active areas of the globe where Veve is most active. And so where you see those clusters of activity, you need to then go into the it's just reverse engineering the understanding of where those particular other exchanges, where they lay or overlay in those particular clusters. So that's where the answers are. And it's like, if we have clusters that are segmented throughout Europe and segmented in the United States from a majority position, that's fine. But then what about the Asian position, and what about the South Pacific regions? What about Africa? What about South America, including Central America? And these particular variations of geography are where you can kind of best answer that question. I'm not really I don't know if I'm privy to the understanding of the whys and the technical aspects of it, because there's other things that are involved, and there's also it's not like Dave and Dan and Al, they're sitting back saying, nah, let's wait for the exchange. Let's not put, it's the actual, it's just like MTL, it's the actual regulators. They're the ones holding it back. They're the ones waiting with the pen in their hand to sign it. As soon as they get signed, we're getting the news that day. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a question. Off the top, KuCoin Kraken. I know Gemini's involved. I'm going to say that I believe that Binance will probably come out sooner than Coinbase, as they might not believe that will happen, because Binance is more global than it has more of a global reach, and there's also a lot of regulation in the American market with respect to what is traded because of the Binance.us and versus Binance.com, and how that applies. So there's things that have to get worked out, and we're obviously, like I said, we're not privy to it. But there's a side of me that doesn't. I'm not really too concerned with the exchange stuff. We're all in the same boat together, and we're going to just accept it when it comes. I think we're within 45 days, I would say, to hearing that. And I'm giving April 1st as a guide, just say. Okay. And that's where my head's at. I think April 1st is probably like a cap point of hearing something. Yeah. And I don't believe we'll get one. I think one is not it's not like one has regulation that's equal to another. I think that it's going to just release them both at the same time. If they're rounding third, they'll wait. Yeah, that'd be great if we could, just for the memes, we get a listing at 420. That'd be a good, fun meme. Just get on April 20th, which we may or may not. There's some, and I know a lot of us focus on like the bigger ones. The pairings is what I'm really not concerned with. What I'm really curious about also. Like, hey, we can get on KuCoin and Kraken and Gemini, but what else can we buy OMI with? Can we buy it with Doge? Can we buy it with SHIB? I know, obviously, ETH and Bitcoin and whatever, USDT, but the other things I'd be really curious to see. Can we take Cardano and buy it? Those are the things that I would like. Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, look, if we could do NFT, the OMI and OMI NFT,
We'll get there.
I'm just saying, if we can swap an NFT asset into something, I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming, and it's going to be fun. We're
what I'm curious about is he said about 5 months, and 5 months, from now would be March, April, May, June, July. So July. I wonder if they want to drop the ViviVerse around the same time that Omi to NFT happens, because they haven't mentioned Omi to land yet. And if land is an NFT because it'd be on the blockchain, that would make sense that they don't want to say, oh, here's Omi to NFT, but it's separate from Omi to land. They haven't mentioned that in a while, even on their Omi utility program. So it would stand to reason that they would drop that at the same time. Hey, launch of the ViviVerse coincides with Omi to NFT because land would be NFT. So so if that's the case, then they're probably aiming for a July release of the ViviVerse. Now, obviously, that could be delayed to August, September, but like Foster Hilt said on Tap's Trade stream the other day, the 100 people that are working for Vivi are probably not building the ViviVerse. They probably outsourced that to another company. Hopefully, they did it to a really big company. Maybe someone like Bungie, but Bungie just got bought out by Sony. So I don't know if they would. I mean, what do you think? Like, how would that affect us if we were outsourcing to another company like Bungie, but then they got bought out by Sony? How would that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like us doing business with Marvel, and then Disney comes and buys them out. I mean, it's just a natural progression, and I say that a lot because it's just the way business is. And sometimes the big boys wait until the small boys get their tentacles into deep projects before they do the acquisitions for that particular reason, because there's liquidity there. You know what I mean? If I know, it's just like you. I don't know you from Adam, right? I don't know 10 other people from Adam, but you know who I want to invest in? I want to, if one of you, if the ones that are going to be out there making me money or making yourself money, I want to invest in you. I want to acquire you because there's liquidity in you. You've shown yourself. So that's how I see that. But getting back to the ViviVerse, let me ask you something. What do you see? What do we open? We're obviously it's going to be a desktop version.
Mm-hmm.
So what we open the site. What are we looking at? What are we at? Or is it a 3-dimensional rendering of buildings? Is it desert? Do we? Is there a library that we go and it's a marketplace of buildings? What do you see? Tell me what you see.
Well, I'm sure you could build a library. You could probably build whatever you want. Like I hope it's not too complicated. Like Earth 2 just bought the drone video game not too long ago, and the drone video game is a little complicated to build the drones. To building houses, there's probably going to be a stock house that everyone's able to get, and then you're probably able to build on top of that. Get creative, like in Animal Crossing, you're able to build certain different things. And why I took the shirt off is just because what I see is, if you picture like maybe the graphics of Decentraland, maybe Splash Animation, whatever engine it's built on. What I really like, the first big video game I ever got was Mario 64. And in Mario 64, you see like I had the original Nintendo. I had the original where you see like the castle and its little 8-bit fireworks, pew pew pew. But in 97, I think, whenever I got Mario 64, and you get to take a look at Peach's castle, not just the outside, you get to go in the rooms that's inside. That type of thing, assuming we have Nintendo, is, and obviously we wouldn't be able to buy the land that's on. That would be its own
what?
thing.
What did you say? Assuming what?
Assuming that we have Nintendo, and assuming that we have Nintendo, everything on my arm.
We have Nintendo.
Yeah. Assuming that we do have that, we would not be able to buy Princess Toadstool's castle, but I do think that the land surrounding the castle, outside of Mario, outside of Nintendo World or Mario's Kingdom or the Mushroom Kingdom, we would be able to get land outside of that. How amazing would it be is if we're able to get, like in Super Mario Galaxy, you're able to fly over with that. If we got an R-Wing from Star Fox, how amazing would it be to be able to take off from your backyard and then fly around in the Mushroom Kingdom and see all of the amazing castles, see all of the land, the Goombas. Like, I would lose my heckin' mind.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't understand how much money I would spend.
But listen, you know what's funny about what you're saying is that the ideas that you have, right, into the involvement of these items being included, it's like, it's weird because it's ideas. It's like patents. If you patented this and you patented something, you can create it if you had the right devs behind you. Now, I'm not saying that, because, it's like consoles. It's like, Xbox, but they make money. PlayStation, but they make money. Nintendo Switch, they make money. Every console, they all make money, billions of dollars. It's not like there's this one console, this master console that they all, they're going to put them all out of business. So the whole metaverse thing is the next stage of gaming. If gaming is the next stage, we're really not talking about, we're talking about ViviVerse as a, like a Sim City, like a place that just has people and they're just doing things. It's not a, like an activity. So when it comes to the actual gamification within the ViviVerse, that for me is where the activity is. That's where the action's at. So when you're talking about all these things, it's really not just ViviVerse. It's tied to the gamification part of that. And that's for that stuff. It's so compelling and it's just unbelievable. But I think we're far away. I think we're far down the line from it, not because it's a time thing. Oh, no. It's just, I don't think they have the resources. I think they're too big for their own bridges. I don't think that, I think they have a mousetrap a lot earlier than they expected. And I think they have a lot more people than they could possibly ever imagine in a short period of time.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
You get to a point, like even with NFTs and drops, you're going to get to a point where, what are you going to do? Golden moment every Disney character ever in history? And then what do you do? What are you going to have? A Magic Kingdom, like the actual castle in gold? And then what are you going to have? You know what I mean? Like, then what do you have? Like, I'm just making a point. Let's go to the extreme and say we run out of items to gold or make golden. And then we run out, what are you going to call it? The silver moment then? What do you know? And just making a point. It's like they got to get their shit together. That's the reality. And it's got to happen because you're going to get resourceful companies that have billions of dollars in their coffers and they're going to beat you to the game. And then you're just going to be playing catch up. And then it's going to be like, you're not going to be looked at as a pioneer. You're going to be looked at it like some guy that just stole a page out of, someone else's playbook. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I mean, I play devil's advocate. I want you to understand, like, that's where, Vivi's got to really, they have such a compelling and robust application. They were so far ahead of their own time. They still are.
Yeah.
There's companies going to try to play catch up because we got licenses that are in and contracts that are in place. So it's going to be tough for them, other companies, to get involved. But while it's like me coming, we're going through we're traveling, right? And here comes, of course, Nintendo's confirmed. So we're traveling and we're going through, right? What happens if you get into an area where you get hit a dead end? What do? You come back out and you go find your way. And that's what companies are doing. They're hitting Vivi and they're saying, shit, are you serious? That's the dead end. They like, damn. All right. And what they're doing is they're coming out and it's benefiting them. You know why? Because they're developing something that Vivi don't have and something that they're going to do that Vivi don't do. And then they're going to prosper from that. And that's what I'm afraid of. Not saying I'm afraid of it, but it's something that you have to consider from an aspect of the ViviVerse is probably created already. I think it's a matter of the interoperability that might be being questioned right now. Blockchains are important. Immutable X is important. I mean, all of this stuff has to be bug free, and they have to understand that.
Does it though? Because there's probably going to be bugs when they launch it.
No. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be bug free. What I mean is it has to be bug free while it's in beta. Like they have to it has to be pretty like tight, and they can't just release it with knowing that we got a bug. Don't worry about it. Just release it.
Yeah, no, they have to.
It has to be bug free. It has to be like tip top, and rounding those edges, it takes time. And I don't know if they have the resources like all hands on deck right now to be able to do that because they got so much other stuff happening. I mean, they have so many licenses. There's so many people that are, wanting to come to Veve. They're getting phone calls every day. Not that I know, I'm just saying.
Oh no, I think even last year when they announced Marvel, they had a bunch of licensors knocking on their door. So you could imagine when they announced Disney, Wilma, like it'd be insane. But I do think that Disney has so many characters that I love how you got the reference. I think that Disney has so many characters that they could do golden moments. Like, and now I know that the Disney golden moments started in November, and they waited a few months, but they're only releasing 4 characters. They're just releasing Donald and Daisy, which we already have in lenticular cards, and Lady and the Tramp. Like they could have gone further, and they could have gone and they said Woody and Bo Peep. They could have done another Mickey and Minnie Mouse. They could have done they could have let's say given us a local lore of who Goofy boinked to create Max from a Goofy movie. Like they could have done that.
They could have turned the lenticular cards into like Pluto, Goofy, Donald. They could have did the whole group in them too.
Yeah, but also I think the ViviVerse will come in waves. Like the first wave will be building, and you mentioned before like library. Well, Bell has a big library, and if someone like me is not that creative when it comes to building things, but if we are able to take like, oh, hey, you could have, this is Bell's Castle, take the blueprints, download it for 50 gems or $100 in Omi, and you can have that on your land.
That is a fantastic idea that you just said. This is stuff that you need to really write down, bro, because what you just said is something that I will bet an MC1 SR right now that Veve does not have that in their playbook. And that would absolutely be a fantastic. Listen, I have an architectural background. I was doing AutoCAD, which is basically a computer aid drafting back in like 1990, bro. When it was just before all software that is capable of people doing it now. I do even now, like with real estate. I have my investors, they need permits, and sometimes they need a bathroom or a kitchen drawn up. I'll do the schematic, bro. I'll bring it to the town and work with the inspectors and stuff. And this is what I do. I can build if it's necessary in like virtual world. It's like when you're talking about like lining up blueprints that work in conjunction with the app or with the site.
I would love to work for a Comey as like a consultant, be like, guys, I have these amazing ideas. Even if 99% of them you don't use, the some that are really good winners, just make really good winners, because like that could also incentivize people to buy more land. Because let's say Bell's library, let's say you need 5 plots of land to build it because it's so big and it goes on through, you need, so maybe that's, and that's incentive to buy land using Omi and to buy this using Omi. So
right, and I want to say this: the more people that become wealthy, not just from the NFTs, because that's going to be something that's going to happen on a daily basis because of what they buy and the demand and the supply as we go down the line, more and more on a daily basis. But when we get more people that are owning Omi, and then as they get more richer and they get more wealthier, they're going to put more money into ViviVerse, and the burn rate is going to happen from the circulating supply at a faster rate than people are really, I think, even intend. So that burn rate will increase the value. So it's like it's compounded, and the more people get wealthier while they spend more money, there's going to be a higher burn that will increase the money, and it just goes on and on. It actually starts at the snowball. I mean, I know it might sound crazy, and right, granted, but can you imagine we're in a place where there's just like 100 billion Omi, like 100 billion Omi just out, and we're only burning like 5,000 Omi like a day. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll take a long time. It's like Bitcoin, like we'll have like 99% of all Bitcoin will be mined within the next 10 years, but it'll take an additional 50 years or maybe even 100 years for the remaining 1% to get mined. Yeah, to get mined. And that's how I feel with Omi. Like we're going to get to a point where we're going to rush all the way up and maybe only have like 200 or 300 billion left, and then it's going to be such a slow grind and burning because of Omi being 5 and 10 or $20, a coin. if you're making 100 million, you know, and you're at 10 million, it's 10 million burned. At 100 million, we're doing 100 million, we would be burning $1 billion. Now it's only going to be like 10 million. So it takes a longer period of time for that process to happen. The more OMI obviously is the increased value.
Yeah, you have forget you. I had a thought. It went away. Man, I hate it when that happens.
Okay. No more peyote buttons. You and those Indians you said dealing that. You know what I'm saying? I know you're saying that. You're going to South America. We're going to lose you somewhere in friggin' and again like Peru.
I feel like that kid or that guy from The Sandlot, where at the end he describes what happens to all his friends. Like, yeah, this guy, he got lost in the 70s and no one ever really heard from him again.
No, I said we're gonna be traveling down there. We're like, yeah, where'd Randy go? I don't know, man. I seen him in a teepee over there down the road. What do you mean? I don't know, bro. He's some Sequoia Indians or something. He said he knew somebody. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Fractionalization. That's what it has. They wanted the coin to be fractionalized at one point, and no reason for that to happen unless OMI's going to be worth so much that you have to fractionalize it. So yeah, that would make a lot of sense to do that. I also just watched an episode of Regular Show where they were looking for a ballroom to throw a party for this girl Margaret, and you know, let's say they could only do building on that premise that I gave before. They're only going to rent out. There's only 100 schematics. There's only like 10 blueprints for Bell's library, and only 10 people in the ViviVerse can have that. Well, if you want a really big party on like a Friday, Tuesday night, whatever, and that also incentivizes renting out land, renting that out. And if you have a big enough place where like could you imagine? You know, like Snoop Dogg, Paris Hilton, like they've all had stuff in Sandbox. Well, I know Paris Hilton follows Vivi. At some point when Paris Hilton DJs a concert and she wants to, let's say she doesn't have the place that she wants, and let's say I have the place that she wants, and she wants to rent out. I'd be like, listen, you could rent this out for free as long as I can run ads on these billboards over here, because she's going to bring like 10,000 people. Like I make, I think like $10 per video if I get like 2,000 views. You know, if there's 10,000 people, and that's for like, you know, an 8-minute video. If there's 10,000 people on there, you know, for 2 hours on that piece of land.
Who's the most bro, the amount of money is unbelievable. Who's the most popular, if you had to just name one DJ in the world?
There's like
the most popular DJ in the world, not like now or just like maybe like a famous one of all time.
Testio, Steve Aoki, Paris
Tiesto, Aoki. Okay, just imagine this. Imagine Aoki comes over to Vivi, does a license deal, and it's just one drop, and it's only a secret rare, and it's friggin' a golden headphones, and there's only a limit. And guess what?
What?
And Paris Hilton needs to rent them when she goes in the ViviVerse, and she needs to rent them from people to put Aoki's headphones on while her avatar is DJing.
Oh man, that would be insane. That would be insane. And that's one of a kind things. Yeah, those are. Oh man, the rentability on that. But yeah, you have a lot of other people.
Or just you know, Paulie D from Jersey Shore. I mean, you know, all kinds of people. You know what I mean? I gotta give Jersey Shore a shout out.
Yeah,
even though he's not from Jersey.
Wait, really? He's not from Jersey?
Rhode Island.
Oh, really? He seems so New Jersey. Does he like put on a character?
Well, I mean, look at Vinny. Vinny's from Staten Island. I mean, they're from you know, all over. They're not from, you know.
No, that's a good point. So yeah, what do you make of somebody? I forget. Somebody up there mentioned it. What do you make of them taking stuff like the DeLorean and the Ecto ones and then making them from first appearances to first editions? Long term, do you think that matters? Because short term, there's a little bit of some people that are upset about it.
This whole FAFE thing, bro. I don't want to say I'm tired of hearing about it, but I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care as much because yeah, that's right. Aoki does have his own NFTs now. That's right. Exactly. He's not a shit DJ. DV8. I was actually in Vegas for 3 weeks in Omnia in Caesars. Bro, he's fucking bananas, bro. He's off the chain. I was a DJ for 3 years between 87 and 90, like in those years of freestyle. I was one, you know, so please, I still have my vinyl and I had my Technique 1200s and stuff. So please. But don't get me wrong, DJing has gotten a lot more easier for a lot of people, but you still have to know not DJing doesn't necessarily knowing how to use the music. It has to know how to control a crowd and how you ride it. Cause you have to know that's the art to that. But I'm getting back to, whatever the hell I was just saying. What was I saying, man? I'm sorry, man.
I forget. We were going on, we were just talking about the first appearances and first edition.
Oh yeah. The first appearance FA, man. Yeah. You know what? It's just because when we see this FA, FE and stuff, it's like, look, VVs, they're going to just denote something as what it is. You know what I mean? At the moment. And if it changes, it changes, whatever. But just because you see something that's first appearance, when you're talking about comic books, it's a little different. Because comic books, it is first appearance. It's time that they were the first time they were ever brought out into the spotlight. Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
that's first appearance. But when you're talking about like collectibles and stuff, you can't say that it's a first appearance. First appearance what? Like what? You never seen Batman ever before that? You never seen? You know what I'm trying to say? First appearance where? On Veve? I mean,
on the Veve app.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's not right because it's not. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, what does that matter? You know what I mean? It's like. What if they made a million Todds, but he was first appearance, but they only made 10 Rissos?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like 10. You know what
I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. It is kind of true. I mean, I exaggerate a little bit on it, but it is true. They made so many more Todds, and only 1750 on the Rissos. It's like, wait a minute. I don't care if he's first appearance or not, but there's so much less of that one item. And there's so many people coming onto the app. I mean, I agree, obviously, if you could own both like myself, yourself, but, it's just a matter of one being better than the other. These questions come up. What would you rather have? What would you rather have? I'm going to trade this for that. What do you think? Only big piece like items, big ticket items, 30K and higher or more, like, even 25K maybe. That's where it should be questioned. We talk about like something that's like 2K or 3K or 5K.
Yeah, I guess that point doesn't really matter.
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between someone listing it for a little cheaper than someone else. That doesn't matter because if it's a first appearance, a first edition, or which one you should get because of it. You know what I mean? So,
no, that's a good.
Yeah.
The first, I think JP said, first appearance on. Well, a lot of these are first appearance on the blockchain because there's not a ton of people in NFTs right now. Like there are, but they're not in this upper echelon of IP. There's.
I'm just what I'm saying. Like, what happens if other companies come out and they start having Batman statues? What's going to be first appearance over there? What if they do it? What if I'm saying they do a Todd? But maybe Todd's McFarlane is exclusive. I don't know his license agreement, but I'm saying, what if he signs something else over there? Like, what does that become then? Is that first edition over there? Like, how many FAs you're going to have? That's why it's a little shady. That's why I say comics. They're the only things that you can't duplicate when it comes to first appearances. First is first, and that's it. You know what I mean? They showed up in that book on that page in that day, and that was it. There's no prior.
Have you gotten any comics since the last time we spoke? Have you gotten any for Black History Month or any for the ones that we had beforehand in January? Nah.
These are still not. I mean, even as much as comics and crypto denotes to be hodls, as though I do agree with whatever they say, because that's basically my main comic resource. As those sleep-in comics I use tremendously, and I listen to him. I just these particular comics are just too new, And if they're not new for me, the notoriety of the real life comic in a 9.8 CGC rated, it's under $500. Why am I going to pay 6,000 gems for something that I can get the real copy in a 9.8, 9.9, or 10?
That's a good point.
In a real comic. Not that I'm comparing those two, but there's absolutely no way that I can collect the NFT in the way that I collect. Not just getting a floor. I'm saying the way that I do it.
Yeah,
I can't pay that much when the actual real version is that cheap.
No, that's a good point. I'm glad you made that thing. Like, oh, not just the floor, the way that I do it, because your way is so much different. Because you always buy the low mints and sometimes the high mints. I like that the update, they have the comics right next to our completed sets, right next to the collectibles. That's a pretty cool update. When do you think we'll get, or do you think it'll ever happen where we'll able to search the collectibles from high to low? Because we're not able to do that yet.
Yeah, that's something I was in the last AMA I was trying to get. That was one of my questions. I had two questions. That was one of them. It really in a weird way. Not that's important though. It's just like how I threw out to you about what I thought they should auction reform when our first thing back in September, and now it's there. It's reality 4 or 5 months later. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of the limited duration of the auctions, it's what I had said is in the case now. And it's working great. And I know, and like I said, the whole point of the auction reform was to get the gems in the market quick and to get those, people, because you have 2 or 3 drops in the week and you have 2 or 3 days of the auctions. There might be a blockbuster drop. Someone might have made a purchase because they put a bid in, and now no one else is going to compete with them because they all want this drop now. And now the guy that wants the drop does the drop, can't afford to do his auction, and then he gets banned for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you have it one day, it just flips it. It obligates people to stay in the game and flip them gems. And the person that is winning has the seller that's putting it up for auction. Now they have gems to go flip back into so it increases the burn rate, also. Yeah.
Agreed. And so I know you like comics. I know you like certain collectibles. Now, I mean, which ones out of the ones we don't have yet, or out of the ones that, are you going to go Jurassic Park? Are you going to get the low mints on those? Are you going to say like, nah, I'm going to wait and I'm going to get the ones on Nintendo? And even if we have, the Nintendo ones, which ones are you going to get? You get low mints on Mario, low mints on Yoshi, low mints on Kirby. Are you going to pick and choose? How do you decide?
Yeah, it's just like this, like particularly with the lenticular cards, like we got, Minnie, Daisy, Goofy, and that's the way that they put the set out. I mean, they could have easily made Mickey the secret rare, Goofy the common. That's the same thing they put out with Wonder Woman. She was a common, even though she's worth more and all that. It doesn't really matter when it comes to like collectibles, because it's set from a standard of it starts at 41 and goes higher. Mm-hmm. I try to get the best bang for my buck. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to go and grab. I got to have the 41 or the 42. It's like if the 41 is 60 grand and the 42 is 8 grand and the 43 is like 2 grand. I'm not going to say let me go. I want to spend the extra 6 grand when I get the I want to get the 42. Because it's No, it becomes a money issue, and that's really what it is. In that sense, that when it comes to comics, it's a little different, because the way that the software segments the spacing between the mint numbers, and sometimes different variants get different mints, and it's not necessarily like the common starts out with the 201, 501, 60. It's sometimes the other variants will get those lower mints. Yeah. With your question with respect to like the other like Nintendo and stuff, like I'm going to complete the whole set, so it's really whatever Veve releases, and then I'll just get the whole entire set as best as I could. I've been sitting on the sidelines since the Disney drop. I haven't really dipped into, and first of all, the drops haven't been made. All right, that's number one. And I've been bettering up my mints. I've been obviously some of my lower mints that I've had, I've been bettering them and trading something that I had a multiple of to get the lower mint on those things. So I've been doing that with trades and stuff with people often. There's really not a lot going on in the hasn't been major stuff. That's why I know it when it's like this quiet period and they keep pulling this rubber band back. But the farther you pull it back, when they let it go, it goes farther. So that's why I know when it's coming, and I know that what do you have a
Yeah, I just got one. So there is outside of Ultraman, we've had the golden Dragon Girl, we've had the new Peely ones. Sure. We've had a bunch of Asian ones in general. What's your opinion on Ultraman long term? Because it's really big over there, but do you think that the Asian market will be flooded with so many other NFTs that Ultraman will just be not as special?
No, I think because well, I'm not, and listen, this isn't I'm not being like, I don't say racist or I'm not bringing prejudice in it. I'm just making a point. Asian people are very wise people, and they're very meticulous, and they're methodical, And I could tell you this from just playing poker, not only being friends with a lot of Asians, but playing poker and understanding how they're the way that they have their body and their gait and the way that they walk. And it's very there's a thought process behind it. It ain't just like they just happen to be all Asian, just all smart, or they're all good at math, or they're all good at science. No, and they think things out. And if you say that they're going to do research and investing when they get an opportunity and they see Ultraman and they see it there, that's where they're going to go and they're going to get it. You know what I mean? And it's just not going to be a question when it comes to the other companies and where they're going to have. I mean, the Peelies, that artwork is absolutely phenomenal. I was almost tempted to buy just to get that set, just because those characters it's unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they look great.
If you can have physical, like ceramic or porcelain, representations of each of them particular characters with the NFTs to match them. Like there's a physical market that can back a lot of these NFTs. And not just like, having Todd and having, those Peelies are just, the detail is outrageous. But I don't know, it's my honest opinion is that, and when you say Asian market, what does that entail? China, Korea, Singapore. I mean, there's, Japan. I don't know who's in and who's out right now for the specifics, or maybe it's partial country.
No.
But when we're talking Asian market in general, I mean, Ultraman, it's like their Iron Man,
No, that's a good point. I would have. I'm not really too. I mean, I know anime. I know my anime and I know my manga. But I only know, I guess, a small. It's so vast and so huge. It's like chefs that go into Italy and they master maybe a certain amount of dishes. Like a buddy of mine says, yeah, you can go to Italy and practice the art of cooking and being a chef for 20 years, and you'd barely scratch the surface of all of the intricacies of all these crazy dishes. Same thing with anime and stuff like that. Like I know maybe 10 of them really well, and I know like 100 of them, maybe like 50 of them kind of okay, the basic storyline, but I don't know the best characters in half of them that I've watched, and I've watched a lot. So I would bring on specialists. Like I brought on a specialist for Voltron. I'll have 2 specialists tomorrow, Justin Spears and Steph Celentano for Disney, because they used to work there.
That's cool, bro. How'd you get that?
Well, Steph is actually my cousin, and Justin's a friend that I've known since I was 6.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So and they both happen to work for Disney. I have 2 other friends. My friend Erica, we dated back in the day, and my friend Megan, they used to work for Disney as well. So I've been trying to get them on. At some point I will. Actually, Megan, I've had on the podcast.
Are they VV participants?
Both of them are not. Justin and Steph are, yes. The Erica and Megan are not. So, but I guess it would be good to get an outside perspective. But yeah, Justin and Steph, they go pretty hard. So I'm gonna have them on now. That'll be really fun. That'll be great. When Boy is saying that, so be advised. A lot of people that say that they don't want all of these golden moments because it might cheapen the golden moments they have already. This is not up to Vivi. That is, yeah. One, I don't think that's right, because there's a lot more demand than there is supply, even if they put out 50 golden moments.
Yeah, and I don't want to like blow a spot up here, because there was a lot of naysayers. Yeah. But didn't somebody? I won't name names because it was tweeted, and all we seen was just this golden sparkly thing that was there.
Yeah. Who
did that? Who tweeted it?
It was either Vivi or Alex.
It's Alex.
Yeah. I forget. I knew it was one of them, but yeah.
And what did he say?
Oh yeah, he also said that this is not up to us. It's up to Disney.
And everybody was calling it something else or whatever else. It's golden. Oh, it's golden, bro. People. I don't know. For me, look, we don't need these little spoilers, and we're adults, man. We don't got it. We're playing around like kids. Oh my god, Listen, we're just going to get it's a company. They're releasing things as they have. There's licenses and contracts that are in place, and there's timing, and they want to do what they want to do for a particular strategy. It's not like they want, there's you think that releasing Marvel, when they released it, there was no strategy behind it. You think there was leaving a strategy of releasing Marvel first of all the comics they had? Trust me. And there is a reason why they released the Fantastic Four 1. They could have waited for that. Why didn't they do Fantastic Four 5 first and then Blockbuster to find out? No, they want to show what they got because it's the best. And that's why the Avengers 8 came out. And I'm telling you, Kang is going to be more of a household name than you think, because all we have are heroes. We need the villains, and he is the guy. No more Thanos. Watch out.
Did you see the interview I had with Anthony Francisco?
I did.
Yeah. So, and he kind of had to like zip his mouth a little bit.
Yeah,
because,
he's doing this.
Yeah, because he suggested that Ant-Man 3. Well, we know that Kang will be in there,
of course.
But I'm gonna have him on again later this year, after a lot of the stuff that he did comes out. After
there was a lot of spoiler stuff about No Way Home with Toby and possibly Andrew and things coming in. We didn't know that was going to happen. All three like that, and that like the segment of all of them fighting together. That's insane. I'm just saying, this Kang could come out and it could be that little. And there's always that post credit thing that happens. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like this, it opens up, and then what's going to happen in Avenger 8? You're going to see 1K. 2K common floors, because there's only 10,000. That was another strategy they did. They didn't do that. They don't come on, bro. Kang's one of my favorite. When I got that set, I couldn't believe it. It's one of my best sets. One of my favorite set, and I haven't offered it to nobody, and I have not been asked if I want to sell it. I actually have been offered the 185 secret rare from my friend Brent, who but that's a if I'm able to get that 185, it'll be a sub 200, 10,000 edition set. All of the variants are sub 200.
Nice. Oh, that's so great. What's the lowest? Do you know?
That one I have in that set's a 148.
Oh wow.
I got a 148, a 149, and a 150.
Oh my God.
It came actually opposite of the way that it comes. It came the 148 came a rare. Yeah. And the 149 was the uncommon. The first common actually came as a 150, and the ultra rares are 159, and then they gave a secret rare 185. So I mean, just take a sub 186 entire set of. It's one thing to have a sub 180, sub 186 set if there was only like the Secret Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 252, where there's only 1,000 editions.
Yeah,
have a 10K edition set and have everything all bunched under 186. There's not that many. There's not that many lower than that when you're talking about what Vivi's holding back. So when you're talking about like firsts, you're that's what was released. That set's gonna pop. I got a whole bunch of uncommons. Those the green with Iron Man and Kang in it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good items. I think the comics have I love the collectibles, and I have such a robust and compelling collectible set, and I love everything that I have. And there's a lot of stuff is undervalued, but I just don't think people are really understanding specifically Grail and Golden Age books and some of this like older Silver Age comics and those particular values, because those are very, 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 very undervalued. In the real world, they're priced just right where they are, because that's why they're what they are. But we talk about $1 million items, multi-million-dollar items in not 9.8 conditions, 9.4s and 9.2s and 9.6s, and they're multi-million dollars. These NFTs are going to be ridiculous. And it's not like, you have to worry about aging them. They're the way they are, mint condition, just the way they sit. And what differentiates them is going to be the mint numbers. I mean, it's the bottom line.
Yeah. What I'm excited for is on Monday. Hopefully this stays around the price of 0.0063. Hopefully it goes lower, because that burn on Monday is going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Notice that every time it goes down real low, we always get a big pop. And then we got when it's like in the 8s and 9s, we get all these BS drops that are not that great. And then all of a sudden it goes down like 5 something. And then we get this, 150 million burn day. It's like, what's going on, bro? That's a little weird, but anyway.
We'll burn several hundred million. We'll probably burn more than $500 million on Monday. If the unfortunate thing is that the drop is at 3:00. So the market probably won't open again until 4:00.
Right.
I would have liked it at 11 a.m. just because this way the secondary market has time to just churn all of these, all the flippers, and we'd get a lot of burn. But apparently gems are super cheap right now.
They're not. They are at lower values. Like when you're buying like 200, 500, 1,000. Not in like the 10K, 20K, 50K. They're not, bro.
Those are higher.
They're 65, 68, 69. I mean, I did the deal for I helped them out with got entry. One, you know what I mean? It was like 68 or 69 cent. I mean, you know what it is when you're buying like 5,500. There's just one guy that just needs gem. He just needs money. You know what I mean? So like, you know, it doesn't matter if he gets 200, 300 bucks that he got something on a $30 or $40 or a $7. You know what I mean? He just wants to get rid of it quick liquidation, but not like you're not buying, you know, big. You're not buying big bulk because the guys that have the big bulks, they're not dumping them for 55 and 60 cents. You know,
that's a good point. That's a good point. I would, I'll tell other people that. Vladimir Colombo says, I bet my friend $185 stake on 2 cent Omi in February. Am I going to lose? Well, I mean, the only time that we have doubled in one day once. That was when we announced Marvel.
Perfect.
But that,
Hi.
She came. She was. I left her at the Super Bowl party
He left me to the party.
I was like, I gotta go, man. I got. You know, I'm telling people.
I'm sorry, I dragged you away.
I gotta go see Randy Chavez in Long Island. They're like, what? Who the hell's Randy Chavez in Long Island? Well, you'll know one day. We've had a doubling once in one day when we announced Marvel, and I think that since then, not only do we have Marvel, but we compounded with Disney, and we compounded with a couple of other things. So I think that. Yeah, but when you say double, what do you mean double?
I mean, like the price of Omi went from 0.0021 to 0.0042. So the price doubled in like a day. Yeah, so the announcement of Marvel, we doubled in a day. Like within 24 hours. Like even if it wasn't the same day, like if one was announced the afternoon, like that next morning.
Didn't we go to like, wasn't that the all-time high? What do you...
because they announced Marvel in what, like either... we got it in August, so they probably announced it in July. I do remember that. Because I remember double. I was like, oh wow. And then I thought,
you're talking about Marvel. What do you mean Marvel?
When they announced that we had Marvel and we were getting like Spider-Man, like that's when we went from like 0.002 to like 0.004, and even above that. And then after like a week or two, we fell right back down to 0.0025. So when he's saying that, you know, is it possible to get 2 cent Omi in February? I think if we get 2 exchanges and one of them is good, maybe not Coinbase, maybe not, you know, Binance, whatever, but I think it's possible. But I would not hold. I mean, we would have to almost quadruple. You know, we would have to almost 4x from here in order to get 2 cent Omi in February.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Are you taking my phone? Yeah. That's fine. So she just thinks she's not sure if she left her phone or it's in the car. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. So what were you just saying now?
Oh, yeah, so
no, you think no, I don't. You're like in February. I mean,
it's possible, but we only have a few weeks. So I would.
We're in February. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I would say no, but if someone were to bet me like Chavez, well, you're so confident, bet me $10,000 that we won't. No, because it is possible that we do get 2 cents. So I'm not going to bet against it, but I would err on the side. I would lean towards the side of we're probably not going to get it. 2 cents.
You know the facts. Where we're at right now. Let's just say we're at 6. Okay, to get a 3, just say 3x. Don't say 4. Just say 3. Let's just say almost 2 cents.
Yeah.
To get a 3x, we're going to need something that's so press release driven that it has to shock people. Like Marvel, when Marvel Comics, when they released it, we went, I don't know, we're at 4. It was our all-time high. Where it was like, what was the
well, the all-time high we were at like 1.2 cents, but that was before we had anything really.
Yeah, I'm saying, but on the announcement that we were going to be getting whatever we were getting on that news release, what kind of news are we going to get that's going to send it 3x from here? I mean, I think we could easily go to 3x from here, more so because the burn's been obviously a lot more people on the app, a lot more Omi holders and accounts. But What's the incentive? What's the news?
I thought it would just be easier to buy, because like a lot of people that I know that really like this coin, they're just like, there's no sense in me getting another exchange just to get one coin. I'll get it when it goes on Coinbase, or I'll get it when it goes on here. So I think just ease of access to buy, and I don't really see them doing any marketing anytime soon. But Veve will not have to market themselves. Other things will market for Veve. The numbers speak for themselves. As me and Taps and Cavell and everyone else gets higher and higher subscribers, as Andre Jick starts making more and more videos, a lot more people are going to know about it. When Andre Jick goes and he says, yeah, I sold more Bitcoin, 2 more Bitcoins, so it's about $69,000 to buy more OMI. That's a good amount. And I feel like people are really undervaluing the fact that Microsoft spent $69 billion to get Blizzard Activision to make their Metaverse. That these are not insignificant numbers. These are large tens of billions of dollars. And when you have Cathie Wood saying that Ethereum by 2030 will probably have $20 trillion market cap.
20, right.
We're on the Ethereum blockchain. We could be $18 trillion behind Ethereum even if we're number 10. That's such a large way to be behind.
So do the math on the market cap real quick. You have a calculator right in your hand.
Yeah, so it would be let's say at 200 billion tokens, a $2 trillion market cap, we're $10, and that's 18 trillion behind Ethereum at that point. We are not $18 trillion behind them right now. We're not $1 trillion behind them, because Ethereum does not have a $1 trillion market cap yet. We are less than 1 trillion. We are less than 500. Well, we don't have that big of a market cap, but we're less than 500 billion behind them right now. So to say we're going to lose 18 trillion behind, I don't believe so. I think that in the future we are, because of the gas fees with Immutable X, like if you want to go from layer 2 to layer 2, from VV app to VV app, that's gasless. Like there's no gas fees that you have to pay. Even when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, there's still going to be some gas fees.
That's another, and you just made an absolutely excellent point. I believe that is something see, when you're talking about the differentiation between NFTs, it's one thing. When you talk about differentiation between companies and apps, that Veve stands out there. This is like other companies are going to have to do exactly what Veve did to be exactly where Veve is. And if they don't follow that same blueprint, where are they? What are those fees going to be? They have to take that into consideration on those transactions. And how does that affect their business model? Is it connected to a coin? Those are all no's, bro. It's not connected to no coin. You're going to be able to buy it like you're doing OpenSea, ETH, Bit, USD Tether, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever someone's going to accept on an app. There's going to be a lot of scamming, a lot of so much. You think they're scamming? We get scamming now with the Veve. Can you imagine on OpenSea? You imagine with this stuff out, you know what I'm saying? Like we're just like in Wild West, wherever you want it, take it, wherever it is, it goes. That's why I believe I like how Vive's governed, and I really do appreciate that it is kind of like all in-house, all in. I only thing I wish that they were capable of doing, this is the only thing, if they could just change one little thing, if they could had this change from the beginning, different landscape, is to have maybe 100,000 gem possible purchase per day per person, like that, not 500 per transaction.
Yeah.
Let someone go and if they have a card that can put $5,000 in one buy and buy 5,000 gems in one buy, let them do it if that's what they can do and that's what they can afford.
Thank you, Oliver Jones.
I wish they were capable of doing that from the beginning. That's not my only thing.
I think they will at some point eventually. And again, that's also something we have. I don't
mean to interrupt you. And just why I want to say the why, because if you're like, oh yeah, well, why, Mr. Pag? Why do you wish that? And you don't think it's not really related to making the ease of purchase. Oh, because no, it's because that 5,000 that I just did is 4,500 more gems that I bought on the app. That one, I didn't get scammed, and two, it's staying in house. There's more data, and when we're spending it, it's already in the app. We're automatically, it's getting you're going to burn it. It's going to get burned as soon as it'll get used faster. I mean, you know how we are. We're addicts, bro. We sell something, we got like 10 grand, 20 grand gems. We're like, yeah. And we just keep looking. All of a sudden, you start falling through the app. Oh, shit. Whoa, that looks undervalued. Bing, I got it. And you're like, yeah, I got it. Like, what are we doing? What are you celebrating? You know,
exactly.
And then guess what? And then we're gem poor. And then what? We go to look for something else and we do so. We're like crazy. All I'm saying is, look, the reason why that's funny is I'm just making a point. If it was done all in-house and we were able to have that capability, it would make it. That's the only thing I say, that having 500, it makes sense when things are when things were, 100 or 200 mattered. It made sense. But when things are like, you don't even got floors under 500, how are you going to do? You're just going to get a max on your 500 and just get one floor? That's
just get one thing.
You can't even get a non-popular SR comic.
That's true. They're even the non-popular ones are getting pretty expensive.
What was it?
So we had I'll get to Justin's tweet in a second about us making the news, but another thing, we have no less than $1 million going into the app each day with people having that limited amount that they can do when the other companies see that suddenly we're able to put in $10, $30, $50,000 into the app at one point, and suddenly we go from $1 million in app a day to 5 or 10 million a day on average.
Exactly. We've been able to find a way to navigate around that and like have our own connections outside the app and have people like Alvira and stuff that have connections with resources that have multiple tens of thousands of gems on a daily basis that he can go plug from their buckets. I mean, think about that. These are certain people. There's very limited Alviras in the world, and he has helped this. He individually himself has helped this app out so significantly, he's got like an issue right now with his account.
One of the accounts is
he got one lifted, now the other one. Like this is like this crazy. Not him of all people. He's like the chairman. So it's crazy.
Did you see we made CNN yesterday?
Bro, I've been on CNN. I was on People's Court. I've been on CNBC. I rang a bell one time. I was in the crowd on a bell on my. Come on, bro, Mr. Pags. I'm Mr. Pags, brother.
Well, did you see Veve was on CNN the other day?
Of course I did, man.
Nice. That was a good time. That was
it's an NFT plug, and then just bringing Veve over because obviously the 007, and they brought that in at that time. Because they just want to show it up. But look, this is such a. We think about how far we've come, and now we just seen that on CNBC. Think about what we're doing right now.
We will have
hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in people's accounts. I mean, profit rate fixing, and millions and millions. I mean, I obviously have what I have, but we're talking about millions, bro. We're millions. Like there's tens of millions in there. The $1 million accounts. $1 million, bro, accounts.
I love that.
What I mean? It's insane.
Dr. Profit posted a tweet. It was in a reply to somebody else. He's got 350 waltz now. 350 freaking waltz.
Yeah, if the deal we do, he'll have 351.
Oh, all right. So that's part of the deal. Oh, wait. How many waltz do you have?
I have the 45.
Yeah, I know you.
And I have I have the one next to the last one. It might be the very last one, but I have the 4332.
Nice.
That's it. I had gotten one from the drop that I had sold for $5K. When it was up to like 7, it came back down to like 5s. I got rid of it, but I actually acquired the 4332 not too shortly after I had made that sale. I think I had to put like a K or 2K in to get it anyway, so I was still in the game.
We need to get Joe Rogan. That dude's got so many millions and millions of viewers and followers, and he gets a lot more than the news. That'd be great if we can get him on. If we somehow get him on board, like, hey Joe, we'll send you something. We'll send you an NFT. He's got
a lot of bad PR right now around him, though. I don't think it would be a good thing right at the moment. I mean, don't get me wrong. If David Vu or Dan was on his podcast, like that swap it like that would be good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Then you get it from there. You get like but for him to come on our thing, what are we gonna say? It's like, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, Jersey, how you doing, Jersey? What's up, Jersey boy?
I would have So a while ago, Crystal Hefner commented on one of my posts. She's the widower of Hugh Hefner, and I just messaged her again, seeing if she can get on the podcast. I think that'd be great because she's young, she's really into NFTs, and to have. I think some people have sent her stuff already. I'd totally love to get some, not, but I think that's a really good way to get people like, hey, do this, and I'll give you something. I'll give you an NFT, like a Disney NFT. To get her on the podcast, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fun.
I mean, if you're gonna do with this Playboy thing, just get Paris Hilton too, make it an NFT party. NFT
that'd be fun.
Party. And do a Playboy golden moment.
Did Paris Hilton ever pose for Playboy?
Huh?
Did Paris Hilton ever pose for Playboy?
I don't recall. I don't think so.
Oh, all right, that'd be interesting to get. But yeah, I just messaged again. Hopefully she picks up on that. That'd be great. Oh yeah, so I have see, people have been asking me to try to get Dr. Profit on, and he answered me once. He said maybe one day, and that was like maybe a few months ago. So I'll see if I can get him on. Why do you think Why do you think he's in the shadows? Is he going to be like?
I talk to him quite often, man, and honestly, he's very, he's tailored. And
yeah.
I just respect it. There's people that ask me all the time, can you throw this in front of him? Can you throw that in front of him? He comes to you, bro. That's basically he's got enough money. Put it like this. Put it on Veve, put it in the marketplace if you want to sell it. If he does not come to you, he does not want it. That's it. There's no like putting something in front of him and seeing if he wants it. That's a fact. First. Second, he's just one person. You know what I mean? You can't, it's not like you know what I mean? He's got like a company of like 20 underwriters working for him that can transact all kinds of stuff. So, and he's got a life too, you know what I mean? So, but don't get me wrong, coming on someone's stream, your stream, doesn't matter, would be pretty cool. But it's just another human being like us, you know what I mean? And he's humble and very professional, a lot of respect. And he's a component of components, bro. There's people who have vision, and I'm sure we share that. But there's people like this, and he's got that, and it's not like a guy just throwing around money. He's not like this, this big wig from LA or New York, and he's just throwing billions out and just popping bottles and being that guy, Playboy and shit. He's not that guy, you know what I mean? Just throwing money around, being stupid. He's segmented. He's very
calculated.
Yeah, very methodical in that sense. And so he's going to make the moves he's decided to make.
Yeah. And he only goes for things that will make him a lot of money. Like he would buy, like the Waltz, and he buys the secret rares, but he doesn't really buy the commons. Like maybe he'll buy like number 41 of like a common, but I talked to him about like, hey, like these common alligator Lokis are still under retail, and he basically said it's not worth it for him because like the margin would be so, he'd have to buy so many of them. He's like, he's better off just buying the other ones.
He's got to buy the whole pool and make a difference.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense to be, then you're holding the majority of the, it's a different flip flop. The ratios are not good, but when it comes to collecting the actual lowest of the min sets, then 41s would definitely make a sense in that set if he's going to do that. But there's quality and quantity, and if you kind of could get a medium, that's fine for him. He's obviously a quantity guy, but don't get me wrong, when it comes to low mints, he wants the best. If you can afford it, get the best. And that's why he's sniping particularly low of the lowest mints of the better of the rare NFTs, and obviously the people that are as well as myself, it's a significant blessing because not a lot of people have that kind of liquidity that they can change lives to some people. You know what I mean? And it means a lot. And I'm grateful for everything I have and his relationship that I have with him, and he's is awesome. Yeah,
no, that's great. I'd rather have I'm really glad he's in Like, I'm glad he's on our side. Like, I'm glad he's in our corner. Like, I wonder how many, and I know it's hard to get people like him. Like, there's so few people on that level in general, but I wonder how many others will come in and just be like him and just sweep the floors of things and just buy up everything. Suddenly there's zero more on.
Well, I know, and I'm not bringing up Ray Fixie for any reason. It's just I know
that's a good point.
He's in a category similar to. I don't want to leave him out because he's right up there, and he was Ray Fixie's coming from the beginning as well, doing similar tactics, and over $10 million in value in his account too, and he rides that same parallel. But this is a scarcity. I don't know if we'll ever get anything like that again. I don't know anybody that is. I don't have that many people around me that have a significant amount of money to say, yeah, you know what, Hen, here, here's $100K. Put it in that, that Omi thing, that thing you did, you got, whatever. Just go ahead, do it,
Yeah.
And they got money, and they can do that. They're not doing that, So for people who have the 10s and 20 and 50 and 100 and, almost even closer in the higher 9-digit level, it's like, why? You know what I mean? Why am I going to do it? I got so much money, it don't even matter. I make $4 million a month in interest. What are you trying to convince me about NFTs? You understand what I'm saying? Point. It's like, it don't matter. Yeah. I'll buy the whole app. Well, how much is it? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's not fun. It's not fun. There's no avenue of challenge there.
I did get not, I guess, a little slow. Like, I saw the app myself because I didn't make the move. Like, I had number 60, the secret rare of Alligator Loki, and I wanted to get number 60 of the ultra rare. But Veve Monster sniped it out from under me.
He was just here. I told you he's got good stuff, man. I told you
he does, man. He's a beast. But I managed to get number 69 of the common and the ultra rare. So I just need number 69 of the secret rare of Alligator Loki, and then I'll have that 69 set. It'll be good for the memes.
Oh, you have all the 69s but the secret rare?
Yeah, so I need that one.
It hasn't popped up yet.
I imagine no, it hasn't. Or if it has, I don't know where it is. I've seen up like 800 was on there for a while for like 10 grand. I was like, that's too, that's the last one. But I don't have that. But yeah, Ray Fixie and Dr. Prov, they both have a lot more secret rare gators than I have. So I'm slightly salty about that, but I'll catch up at one point.
Disney fan? No, I constantly shilling. No, there's no relationship between shilling items and friendship with people. And there's no unethical anything.
Yeah,
sharing something with someone, being friends with someone else.
All right, so Disney
there's no relationship between the two. I don't know.
I could answer this because I do not have a Walt. I do not have a partner statue. That will be $150,000 this year. When we get Omi to NFT later this year, and people like me, let's say when Omi's 10 cents and I have $10 million or $13 million, you think I'm not going to buy one? Like, you think I'm not going to, even if it is $150,000?
I know what you're going to do. That's why I got to get my Omi game up, because I'm going to be right there with you, bro.
You're going to surpass me.
You're going to call me Mr. Pags. You're going to call me Mr. 41, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll get the 69s. I'll get the 420. I'll become meme Chavez. I'll get
meme Chavez. Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know, you know what they should do? I mean, this is something that Veve could do or should do, is possibly from a development standpoint. I don't know what we can do, but this can help the app, and this could help us in ViviVerse. Like, we'll have our avatars, but maybe our real, like, you know how there's like a Walt, and he's like a real human. It's not like there's a character, like, you know, he's a real human that they made the rendering of that statue.
Yeah.
Maybe some of us, maybe if we pay Veve or we donate something to Veve, or we do some kind of an incentive to give to Veve, that they create a limited edition of us personally, you or content creators, only special people maybe.
Yeah.
And there's a drop that, like, you know, like a Randy Chavez drop, and your statues will have value, because then they'll be put on certain areas of the ViviVerse maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, or in, you know, whatever. I'm just saying they could kind of like monetize famous people.
I would love that. I would. We actually, so we talked about that in Designer Con. I mentioned that to Reese after a couple drinks. Yo, he could throw some back, man. He's like Australian. He knows how to party. He just pops off the flip flops, lets the hair flow. He's just order and drink.
You're
chill.
funny.
Yeah,
pops off his flip flops and hair's blown.
Yeah, that's what he does. Because the reason I brought it up to him is because me and Taps were doing a stream, like a drop that morning, and somebody was saying, like, you know, Taps looks like he's ready for his close up because he's like chilling with his, you know, he's on his bed, just chilling, going through the app, and he's like, I want a statue of Taps. I was like, yo, Taps, I want a statue of you. What's like your weapon of choice if we're like battle mode? And he's like, I don't know, I just want like a spear maybe. So then everyone was commenting like, when drivable Taps with spear. So we brought it up to him, and he says, you know what, that'd be really cool. We might do it of us first. Like, they might do it.
I just made the idea up, and you're telling me that there was already a precedent that was set earlier. Now I don't feel important for making it coming up with that now. Yeah.
We talked about it at DesignerCon. Right. Dude, you got to come next year. It's gonna be so fun. I
was just listen, being out on the west side for 3 weeks, coming across back to the east while you're flying to the west. I had enough of the west. I couldn't do no more of it, bro. It was getting crazy. I was starting to. I had to fly my family out to keep my sense of composure. I was starting.
Oh, yeah, your wife was there. I saw a video. I had to
fly my kids out, and everybody came out. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, being 3 weeks out there just by myself. I'm walking around like a creep. Like, I have no friends, nobody. Like, it's a weird thing, bro. Like, I'm being honest with you. It's different. It's different. You think, oh yeah, you're in Vegas, you're single, you know, whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, you know. It ain't. It's like you're walking around like everybody's got their own families and friends, and you're walking around like, you know, you just got out of jail and you got no one around. Like, you know what I'm saying? I felt lonely or something. I was like, what is this? I can't be feeling like this. What am I doing here? You know?
Oh, try to laugh. Okay. I can't wait to bring Danielle out there for DesignerCon next week. That'll be fun. So we gotta meet. We got a double date at one point when maybe when Omi moons and I can dress in more than just sweatpants.
You're always worried about Omi mooning, bro. You in this Omi moon, you got hundreds of thousands of dollars, bro. There's people that got like $8 in their pocket and they're willing to spend $7 on an Uber to come see me. You're over there. You need like Omi mooning to come over across a bridge. Give me a break. Get out of here.
I feel attacked.
Jump on the PAT train, bro. Do something. Get out of here. We're meeting Penn Station.
Yes, Wendy. Pags is coming to the party. He's coming. Is your wife coming? Is she coming? Yeah, let's get it.
Who do you think's driving?
That's a good point. Uber, just Uber.
No, I don't know.
I can't wait for you to meet. We're all gonna have a lot of fun stuff. We're all gonna.
Do you have a quantity, like up-to-date quantity list yet, or is it like not?
Yeah, most recently it's actually, let me text Lori Brunner. Most recently
it's tax day. Remember, we call it the tax day party.
Yeah. So let me text her. So add Pags and his wife to the list, please. So
how are you adding me now? I text you like you said. Oh, you asked me if I was in. It was like a month ago. Whenever you asked.
Oh, me. All right. Maybe I didn't know if maybe you are in. Maybe she's gonna message me and be like, "Are you taking super pills?"
Don't double count me. You charge me twice at the door. Yeah,
oh no, you're good. You're good.
The paper. I'm repeating. The papers.
No, you're on. You're good. So we would have a. Yeah, so it's open bar. There's free food. You know, the band is great. It's going to be a lot of Warped Tour stuff like Green Day, and it'll be Blink 182, Sum 41, Simple Plan, all that jazz.
Wait, I don't mean to interrupt you real quick. 1032, Disney fan.
It's not illegal. It's just discouraged people because Vivi says they encourage you not to do so because they don't want people to get scammed.
It's illegal to do business.
No, they just don't want people to get scammed.
What business? No, I know, but it's illegal to do business. What is do business? Listen, when I play poker, and when I play poker, and they say, "Do you want to do business?" You know what that means? That means you want to do business. Do you want to run it twice? Do you want to? You know what I mean? You want to, run it 3 times. You want to do business. That's what do business is. I don't know what this is. Do business off app. Well, I've been doing business off app since I downloaded the app. You know why?
Yeah, here's something else that I want to
What do you mean?
Do you think it's unfair to advise people? So listen, I'm not telling people to do anything. I'm just telling people that when Walt is 150,000 and Omi is 10 cents, that there's going to be people like me that have zero reservations about buying one at an all-time high. So I'm just letting you know, like, what's going to happen. Like, again, when I was talking before where there's 21 million Bitcoin and all the millionaires in the world cannot get one, there's 4,333 Waltz. That is, they might come out with another one, maybe another Waltz, which I doubt.
There's really not 4,333 Waltz.
That's true. There's less than 4,000 because Dr. Profit has over 350. He has 350 of them. So yeah, you have a. I just farted. I'm so sorry. You have the amount of people that want to get Walt. Like, look at how many people are in that 33 club in Disney, and that just and how many people are waiting. They're waiting in line to pay $30,000 to get on that club.
You have a Spider-Man Secret Rare?
I don't anymore. I sold it to someone.
Okay. I know you. I thought you had another one. I didn't know. I wasn't okay.
No. I only have one. I sold the Ultra. Oh yeah, I sold you the Ultra Rare. So I was thinking about I could right now.
What was your mint number on the Secret Rare?
It was like 3 something, maybe like 3. Yeah. It wasn't crazy low or anything.
No, it's still good. I didn't know if it was okay.
Yeah. Don't cheap fart, Chavez. Sorry. Yeah. So we have a lot of big catalysts that still, like Nintendo at large, the P word. We have exchanges. We have Omi Utility. So there's a lot of big stuff. Is there anything?
Bro, we have Pokemon. I don't understand. Listen, look. Why is everyone let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
There's speculation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no whatever.
Okay.
But like, look at Marvel, for instance, and look at Disney, multi-billion-dollar industries, right? Then just look at that, for instance, right? It has to go somewhere. Like if it's getting into the NFT space, there's executives that want to get into the space.
Yes.
So they have a plethora of options that are at their disposal, right? Their disposal. They're looking at everything, right? Okay. They went to Veve. We don't have Disney executives. We don't have guys that brought Spider-Man from Canada to America on our board.
Yeah.
We don't have none of that. There's people that actually are. There's executives of Pokemon. There's executives of Niantic. They actually have guys that make decisions. Yeah.
Did you get the truck clean today?
The what?
Did you get the truck clean today?
Absolutely.
You're becoming a hashtag.
It's insane. It's insane. It's insane to think otherwise. I mean,
no,
you know
I
what
know.
I mean? Like, in other words, the options are laid out on the table. You know what I mean? If you don't believe that there would been like Pokemon's would have already have decided to do certain things. They're not. Pokemon's not Veve. Pokemon is Pokemon. Niantic is Niantic. These are the companies. There's no like, there's no like tertiary or third party. They are their own company. Like Disney owns Marvel, but Marvel is its own entity, and it goes out and does what it has to do. And it's these are the licenses that it makes. Pokemon is a multi-billion, not million, billion annual, billion annual. What are they going to wait 4 years and then come out with this new? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a bigger picture here. There's a bigger picture here that you have to realize. And because Pokemon Go is tied to this, and that's a game, and gamification is important. And if this plays into it, and I'm not saying that Veve is going to be involved, but if it is, and NFTs are involved in the incentivization and obviously the incentivization and the fact that it's a game. We're in for a ride. We could get to 4 to 8 cents, maybe like with one press release. It's not even like we got to wait 6 months to 8 months. One little news, boom, here we are, nickel. And guess what will happen at a nickel? There'll be still people buying it. Oh my God. Like people buy in the green. They don't buy in the red.
I know. It's so crazy. It's so ridiculous that they don't want to buy down here, but they'll buy at 7.5 because it's going to a penny. that they won't buy it.
It was going at a penny when it was at 6 also. It's still going at a penny if it goes to 5. It's still going to a penny, but which one you want to pay? You want to pay more?
I know people are nuts. People are crazy.
Because in buying in the green makes people feel like they're closer to the roof instead of knowing that they're farther away from the floor. That's the difference. And you know what? When you're farther away from the floor, when you fall, it hurts. Realize that.
Oh, I get it.
Remember that.
100%. But also there's, well, you were saying that people that do work for these companies, that their job is to make them the most money. Well, I've used this before with exchanges. If you think that exchanges, like if I'm CEO of Coinbase or any type of exchange, and I am making sure I have at least one, if not two people whose sole job it is to go and search for altcoins that are not listed on other exchanges because you want them and see what they're projected to. If you think that these companies are not hiring people to say like, hey, lead our NFT division, like we're coming out with NFTs, where should we go? And automatically they give out Veve, maybe Recur, maybe Terra Virtua.
You have no idea how Omi's been on the radar for a lot of exchanges for the longest time. And I'm telling you right now, you have no idea. And I'm telling you, please watch the charts. You're going to see people that are listening. I'm telling you, watch the green candles. It's not going to be people buying. It will not be retail buying. The green candles will be the exchanges. You're going to see a massive, massive increase. And I don't know, one has to come before the other, because you can't get a news release that Binance is Omi's going to be on Binance. You're not going to get that news release, and then you're going to see green candles. It doesn't happen like that. You see the green candles, and you're like, oh my God, what's happening? There's no news. Guess what? It's too late. You missed it. Buy now, before the news.
So good. Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, I already went all in. Like I can't go. Only way I could go all in more is if I sell more NFTs.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, and I like my NFTs. I want to.
No, don't do that. You'll go too far ahead of me. Don't do that. Hold on.
You're gonna catch up. I mean, you'll catch up anyway. That big deal should put you ahead. That big one. But I'll try my damnedest.
I was gonna like leverage a little bit, and I was gonna, do a little bit of some borrowing. I was gonna do something with some borrowing. I'm not gonna do it this time. I'm just gonna go all in. I'm gonna push this one all into Omi. And the next one after that is gonna be from the XRP investment.
So even if you don't get 250, even if you get 200 million, which is still a ton, when this reaches $5 and you're a billionaire, what are you gonna do? Like what's
what I was doing when I was a 20 millionaire, when I was a 5 millionaire. You know why? Because you don't do anything more when you're on that level. All you do is just have bigger numbers in your account.
Yeah.
I don't buy a bigger boat. I don't buy a better car. I don't go to, it's not like, I'm going to go to a place that's going to have bluer water. No, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be in this, it's going to be the same thing. The only thing is I'll just have more in my bucket, on my bucket list. I'll have more of an inventory of things that I've maybe experienced in my family and things we've done. Other than that, my plan is, me and my wife talk about it all the time. Getting the RV, bro. It's like $250,000. It's beautiful. Gonna just drive until we can't drive no more, and just keep going wherever we go. That's it. Cabo for a week. Mexico City. Whatever. Park over there. Go to Cancun. Whatever we got to do. Get on the little Fantasy Island plane and hit the Maldives or something. Like this is just live life. You know what I mean? And stop. Letting life control you. Just do what you want. That's what I want to experience.
Yeah, same. That blue water.
But trust me, before I die, it'll be a lot of money. I'll be changing a lot of lives. I'm gonna have a big bank account that's just gonna sit there, and it'll be generational wealth, and it'll be nothing to worry about. But I'm talking about changing people's lives while I'm alive to see it. You know what I mean? To feel it.
Captain Ahab, this is why I put you in timeout before, and put you in timeout again. Can't be spreading that negativity, bro. Not gonna block you. I don't block people. I just put people in timeout. So the ideas that we have on, philanthropy. Like I said, I'm really glad that you're one of the people that's going to make a bunch of money off this. Philanthropy is really important to me.
My brother-in-laws are right there too, bro. They're in they were closer to 100 million, and they had teared back a little bit from some diversification, but they're in the 70 million range themselves right now.
Yeah. Were they on stream once? Were they on stream once? It was me. Yeah.
Real quick, we were on our way going actually going to the old Sands in PA. The
I love that place. Yeah.
Wind Creek or something, or they changed the name now?
Did they? I haven't been there in a while, but I used to go there several times when I was stationed at McGuire. You know, sometimes we go to Atlantic City, sometimes we go up there.
Oh, it seems like it is, but it's
Harry Potter. That'd be great. We got Eccentric Styles that's talking about Harry Potter, something about Hermione and Dobby. Dobby would be cool.
The wand is going to be an NFT. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Lucius Malfoy's
it's going to be fully animated.
Dude, Lucius Malfoy's cane that turns into a wand. How heckin' boss is that? That's amazing. Oh, I love that. The reason why
you're bringing that to the party?
No, my friend Lou wants me to bring Dashi. You
got it, bro. You know why you got it, but you know why you have to? Because everybody's going to want. It's like. What is it like? Showtime at the Apollo, where everybody rubs that piece of wood, you know, like before they get on stage. Everybody's gonna want to touch that Dashi. Everybody's gonna want a picture, a selfie. Yeah,
Dash would be more popular than I am because Dashi's always in the background.
100%. Dashi don't talk.
It's true. That's true.
Dashi's got the shorter hair.
What would everyone do? So somebody mentioned to me that, and I said they could if they would get it to me. They would give me 4 million Omi if I would shave my head on stream, which I agreed to it at because 4 million Omi is like $20,000. I probably should.
That's not true. They ain't no one to do that. That's not even people even have 4 million Omi to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, it could be a collaborative effort. It could be a team effort. You know, it could be like 500,000 from here, 50,000 over there. Just now, I'm not saying I'm hoping it happens. I hope it doesn't because I love my hair.
No, didn't you say you were going to cut it if it hits something, a 10 cents?
No.
You said if it hits something, you were going to cut it.
No, I would get Omi tattoos. I'll do a lot of crazy philanthropic things, but cutting my hair, like this is.
Yeah, but it'll grow back. What are you worried about?
It won't be the same. I will get
the same.
I will get that surgery though, where I will improve the hairline, where I'll take it from back, the plug, bring it to the front. So I will do that. I was like, I got 5 on it. That was great. Yeah, so I will have to. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have to take my fridge also. But yeah, people will want pictures of Dashi and everything. I'm just worried that somehow Dashi is gonna get broken, or I'll just hire security. Be like, all right, their one job is to just gonna be, constantly watching Dashi at all times.
I mean. Yeah, that would be sick, man. If you have a security guard, like that'd be nuts.
Specifically for Dashi. Ling Ling, what's going on? I don't know if you know Ling Ling. Ling Ling's pretty cool. She was at Decon.
I don't.
She'll save her head for 3 million. I don't think I can bring.
Wait, Ling Ling, you were in weren't you in her?
I was in her Twitter space.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. You were in someone's apartment, weren't you? Or was that a split screen? It was Ling Ling in her apartment or something, or somewhere.
She's never been on stream.
Okay,
I could get her on stream though. That'd be fun.
You were
comment down below if you want to
one time.
We were doing. It wasn't Ling Ling, but me and Wendy and the Omi homies, Max and Janie, we were doing a stream once at Decon. But yeah, that was about it. I like the short look. I had it came up in my Facebook memories where I had a photo of my passport from when I was 14, and it was get that. I had long hair even at 14, but it was a much better hairline. I really like that. Rock a bald head. I don't know. Would you ever shave your head, or are you like, nah, I can't do it?
Never. I mean, I'm thinning and stuff, but I'm not like super thin. And I mean, whatever. If it happens, it happens. Part of life.
Yeah. Oh, so Ling Ling did a live stream with for Wendy's channel at Decon. So maybe that's what it was.
Maybe that's right.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing you in there. I guess maybe that's how I mixed it up. I thought you were.
Oh yeah. We were all I remember. I think Wendy was doing voices of Veve. I think Ling Ling was there. I think Sparky was there. There was a lot of people.
Sparky.
Yo,
Biscuits. Thanks, Taps. What's up, buddy? Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I love that, man.
This came from, I don't know. I sold a Spider-Man set, a secret. As a money. I don't know. That's cool.
I can't wait to buy some really cool, awesome clothes. Like I want a fantastic suit. I want a gray suit. I want a blue suit. I don't know. How many suits do you have?
There's a place in Union, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
It's a suit store, and I know the guy, the manager of the store. His name is Rich, and Miles is another worker there, and they're tailors. They do it all, and they're young.
Yeah.
And so one day I went in and I was like, "What kind of a deal can you give me? I'm really into more classic. Like I like 3-piece suits. I want the vest too." And and he's just doing all kinds of measurements and checking me out. He goes, "You have a nice physique. You sit 6 foot." He goes, and the way your shoulders are. He goes, I can set you up with a package. How many were you looking to get? And I said, I was looking to get like 5. He goes, well, if you buy 3, you get 3 free. So I said, so if I get 3 and I get 3 free, as if I get 4, would you give me 4 free? And he said, I'll do that.
Ooh,
and so I got 8, but it's not just 8. I got 8 suits, 8 pairs of socks, 8 belts, 8 ties, 8 shirts, 8 hankies.
That's amazing.
All in one shot. And then he gave me, and I bought a couple pairs of shoes, and so I got shirts, 8 sets of everything, and then I already had like 3 or 4. So I have about a good 13 or so suits. But as a real estate agent, it's you got to be dressed. When you dress the part, you know what I mean. You got to, when you're doing deals, you're meeting with clients, and you have to. It's just a part of the nature. I mean, it's like being an attorney and not having a suit, or being
you got one for every day of the week,
Yeah, and I have gained some weight, so some of it, and my legs are already kind of little, on the larger side, just from working out all my life and having, a decent physique, So now gaining a little weight, I say, my wife made fun. She's like, yeah, I said when I put weight on, I put it on in my stomach and my legs and in my butt. She goes, well, where else are you going to put? Where are you going to put the weight on? I'm like, that's true.
But just so you all know, I am going to be showing up in jeans and a t-shirt. I'll probably be wearing this meow 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 t-shirt. I'll probably be wearing this to the party because it's a rock show. It's a pop punk and rock. So I'm not going to be coming in all. Y'all can if you want, but I'm going to be going crazy. I'm going to be going nuts. I plan to come. Clothes are going to rip.
Are we moshing? We're going to have a pit?
Yeah, we're moshing.
We're going to have a pit?
We do.
If you know what the words are, you are not in the right place. That's all I got to say.
I can dig that. So I love telling the story. When me and Taps were at Decon, he just finishes telling me, this is our first day together, our first day in the room. And he just finishes telling me, he's like, yeah, man, I just, I bought 30, Disney moments were just ending. He's like, yeah, I spent $3,400 this week on Disney stuff. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Awesome. He was going all in on Disney, or not all in, he's going pretty hard. And then he's like, hey, Randy, can I play you a song? I was like, yeah, sure. So he takes his phone out and he goes to play a song, and I hear an ad. And I was like, Taps, is that an ad? You don't pay the $12 a month to get no ads for YouTube on your phone? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm cheap AF. I'm cheap. I'm cheap. I was like, really? You said you just spent $3,400 on golden moments. We'll spend
$12. That's the argument that I make. You'll sit there and you'll sit there and go spend $8,000 on an alligator secret rare that you don't need because you have like 40 of, but you won't spend $100 to come over a bridge to come over here and hang out. You know what I mean? It makes no sense, bro.
Next time, actually, I'll ask. I can't.
You're not cheap AF, but that just makes no sense. It makes no sense at all.
I have, depending on the time that I have the podcast tomorrow, because I'm not sure what time that'll be. Would you? I'll ask. I have to ask Danielle about it. But if I ask her and she says okay, do y'all want to hang out tomorrow? We'll take an Uber to you.
What are we doing tomorrow?
I'm positioning all day, so you can do anything.
We'll see.
Okay.
I'd like you to be with both of us because my brother-in-law is in the process right now of needs signing a petition for a ballot entry for running for office. And so my wife is involved in the political part of it. I'm involved too, but you know, she's boots on the ground. She's it all, you know.
Yeah.
And so but we'll set. It's just like a little crazy this weekend with Super Bowl and everything. We'll set it up, bro. It could be any day. It don't have to be a weekend. You know, weekends for us are like every day anyway. You know, it don't matter.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, she works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so we could even do like this Sunday is Super Bowl. We have plans out east on the island, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you come down to my house. Whatever you want, bro. Whatever you want to do. Well, you could come down here and then we can make a night of it. We go to like Hoboken. We could chill out. My friend owns like most popular bar in Hoboken. You know, we can go over there and hang out. And I'll brief him. You know, he's a rocker.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, whatever you want to do, man. Well,
karaoke night. Karaoke.
You know, my wife is karaoke. My wife is Miss Karaoke. So you'd have a battle. You know,
I never meant to. That would be so great.
Look, she's like, what's
What's your song?
So I love Skater Boy. But so Wendy's been talking about trying to get Spanish music. It's gonna be like a pop punk emo party, which you'll come to. But I could totally do Mark Anthony, Vivir Mi Vida. I could do that. But yeah, I like Avril Lavigne. I like when I get drunk. It's
pop.
Go back to the mid 2000s. You know that was my time. You know,
pop rock.
Yeah, when Green Day is good.
Reggaeton.
Simple Plan.
Yankee Daddy Yankee.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.
We'll have the time, bro.
I want to karaoke mosh with Mr. Pags.
I'll do karaoke.
I've been with him 19, 20 years. He did karaoke one time at my friend's house. And that's because he was drinking a little bit. And then he got, you know.
That's it. That is not his daughter. That's his wife.
Is that your daughter? I know, right?
I think you just pulled off a 20-year-old. Nice.
Listen, when it comes to like karaoke, I'm not shy or nothing at all. I'm not an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I'm just a normal vert. But it's like, you know, the song. It's got. First of all, I got to have a couple. I've been like, you know, relaxed. You know what I mean? I can't just come. Yeah, you're normally
sing.
Italians
Ma
can't.
che sta dicendo che è un pozzo cantare?
It's off the boat, my friend. You don't know.
You said you got no nipples.
You know what I mean? I'll get friggin'
Sogno Calabrese.
You know what I mean? Napolitan.
Just wants to have to sing Tequila. Tequila.
What do you? Is it a hall?
It's a big venue. It's so there where we're gonna be. So there's like by the stage. There's like general admission. We'll have our own separate room, but we can go anywhere in the venue. Like we can go to general admission, but general admission cannot come into our separate part.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like by all means, if we want to like mosh and like crowd surf, whatever, we could do that in general admission. But then we would want to like take a break. Like
we can basically go. We have the full run of everything, but the people on the other side can't come to our private.
Yeah, no, we're at that private part, which is great.
Cool. That's
cool.
So
we got our own food. We've got our own bartender. Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
Ciao, Wendy.
Ciao, sono.
Sogno 46.
Io ho 30. 30.
Crowd surf.
That's it.
So yeah, well, what about you guys? What's your songs that you? I mean, Pags, you don't really have a.
She's Pina Colada.
I'm everything, but yeah.
My name is Pina.
My name's Pina, so I like doing Escape. If you like Pina Colada.
Okay, all right, I could dig that.
Patsy Cline.
She's all Patsy Cline.
I do some older Patsy Cline.
Oh, okay.
Crazy. I don't know if you know Crazy.
Crazy, like Britney Spears got me crazy.
Now, Patsy Cline is like old.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Crazy.
Some Grease, Grease Lightning. You could do a duet.
Yeah. So you guys are obviously coming to this one, but I'll probably be throwing another one in Orlando in October. So if you guys want to come, because I don't want to keep it the same place every time, but I want to keep it going, travel.
Orlando.
Yeah, me and Danielle are going to head down there. We're going to move down there eventually.
I mean, like you're saying it like you know, it's like your place, like you know what you're doing.
I don't. I'm just going to wing it, man. You just gotta YOLO.
Well, I'm saying you said Orlando like that, like like you say Long Island, like it's like your second home. Is that your place you go to often, or?
No. I maybe every couple of years to go to like Harry Potter World, but it's about I know like 2 people there. That's it.
I know Taps is asking me.
What's Taps asking me?
10:59 here.
Lowest mint. What collectible is it? Yeah.
Lowest mint. I got 41s and 42s collectibles.
You don't have any in the 30s?
No. I came when I came on the app, like some of like the hymns and the some of those other like the Professor and even Donnie. That's another thing. We always talk about, Donnie. It's like we all talk about like Spider-Man Secret Rare and Walt, and Donnie kind of was like the 100,000 air, and kind of like no one ever. I haven't heard the word Donnie in I don't know how long. Like people forgot about Donnie, right? Isn't it weird? Like people forgot about the 007 ticket. Like that thing, just like the most rarest thing on the whole entire app. No one ever talks about it.
I think Ray Pixie and Dr. Profit, I think they have one each.
No, but I'm saying, what happened to Zalu? What happened to the? You know what I mean? What happened to it? What happened to talking about it? What happened to like? Does no one care about it? I mean, I thought Donnie was like, I think it was a little overpriced. Along the way, I mean, obviously it's rare, but him is rare too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, him has got 300 of them. I can't believe that he's so cheap, especially compared to the Donnie. Like it's, Donnie was in like 6 episodes, and he's only in the remake. He's not in the original.
That's
His Infernal Majesty is like the first. That is most likely. And I know this is probably not something to brag about, but it's probably most likely the kid's first impression of like anyone in the LGBTQA. It's a cross-dressing lobster. Like that's probably the first impression. Granted, he was evil and tried to, but
I mean, even what do you call Bubbles? Like they're rare. I mean, they're low in mint. Like
both 600 of her. Yeah, and God, everyone loves her. Like that's everyone. I'm glad that she's higher than like Secret Alligator Loki, but that
I'm just saying that we hear about all this everything else that's coming out, who has what, and it's just like these kind of got lost. I don't want to say they got lost in the moment, but no one's talking. Like where the hell? These are key components, and they're very, very, very rare. It's like you could talk about R2D2 all you want. You could talk about Elsa and the hat and all this other stuff because of the golden moments, but these things were like they're like probably I don't know, at least 1/10 of the rarity of scarcity of some of these other ones, like and they should maybe even more 1/20th. What's happening with that?
Yeah, I mean, also you have their first appearance, their season 1s. They should be a lot higher. Like Adventure Time, first appearance, season 1s. They're Cartoon Network is back in the Powerpuff Girls were in the 90s. / early 2000s, and then Adventure Time was in like the mid 2000s. But Adventure Time was when Cartoon Network was bumping. They were taking audience share.
It took a little bit of a dip, and then it came back up.
Yeah, and Adventure Time and regular show. Right, we don't have regular show NFTs yet, but Adventure Time was one of those shows that really took audience from Nickelodeon and from Disney and brought it to, because they were so good, they were so adult.
And there was kids that were like late 90s, they were starting to get older, so it changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like too young for you. Now it was like it was within your bracket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Adventure Time and Regular Show were those shows where you could go and you could watch it with your kids. Like people could watch it, and it's really like right now. I'm currently watching, like, I'm rewatching Regular Show, like on YouTube. It's great.
It's ironic how getting back to what you were saying about the cross-dressing lobster, and it's him, like the name, like they you know what I mean? The metaphor on that whole
His Infernal Majesty. Yeah.
But it's him, you know, and it's crazy.
People forgot about the Al Pacino voice. I love that.
When we're done,
I'm really hoping that we can get a non-fungible wonderful one day. Have you heard any of his songs, any of his beats, any of his Omi Millionaire? I love his Omi Millionaire song because I'm in the first like 6 seconds.
I watched that, but I didn't like get into like the album, or I haven't really looked into it since then. It sounded good though, not bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
it was great. Joshua was selling his butt for a Donnie. So that's the other thing. There's going to be people, and I would be surprised if it hasn't happened already, that some people are going to be like, yeah, I'll send you risque pictures, or I'll do a risque video for you if you send me these collectibles. Send me half now, and then I'll do the risk, and then you send me half after. I think there's something.
You know, I might want to get into escrow and some of that. I'm just saying, I don't want to talk about now.
Send me the video first, and then
I'll hold the video for till the transaction's complete.
Oh, I'm crying.
I'll hit you up, Randy. I got the video, bro. We got like 30 seconds more until it's done. Come on, quick. You're like, no shit. Hold on, folks. We're having a communication problem on this live stream. Sorry.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. So guys, go.
If I ever get a phone call in one of my live streams, it's Pags, and we're just
That's crazy, though. I mean, I'm just but I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, it's weird how we talk about, like, you know, obviously we speculate and we throw ideas around and stuff, but it's going to be interesting to see where things like go. And I don't want to say, oh yeah, I'm 5 year, 10 year. I'm talking like 3 to 6 months, and then probably like up to 18 months from now. That's how quick it's happening. We're just talking about CNN. CNN is CNN, but you talk about CNBC prime time in the day on, like, you know, a weekday, and they, you know, what gets said on those shows and who comes on those shows are cream of the crop. It's creme de la creme. There's no like wasting minutes and seconds on something else, and that's how critique they are. So you're gonna talk about NFTs and cryptocurrency on a daily basis with that much like playtime. It's got to grab, and when it grabs, you know, the direction that it goes is going to be really, you know, I see internet again, like being, you know, like relived in a different segment, because I came from its heart from even before it was even born and watched it progress. And I see this pattern again, but it's something a little different because it's not just internet where it just has like one rail. We have multiple rails to ride this on, especially NFTs.
Yeah.
And because of every single destination of these rails leads to some segment of a business and a metaverse that's attached, it creates a whole another avenue of revenue. I mean, it's $1 trillion. These are $1 trillion industries. It's not like $1 billion industries isn't in it anymore. It's $1 trillion industries. You know what I mean? And if you're talking about NFTs as a fractional investment model, or a fractional investment, a model and the word I'm using, I'm sorry, an investment vehicle, where like it's like we don't have to wait 4 to 7 years. We don't have to wait that whole segment of failing, and you know, we have all the resources and we have all the infrastructure set up with communication now. When internet was starting, we didn't have those infrastructure posts set up, and the semiconductors and what we have right now is cheap enough that we can process this. So it's just, we get the idea, boom, it's happening, you know, right away. I mean, even us just doing what we're doing right now goes, you know, something maybe 8 to 10 years ago was like just an idea you didn't know. Now what we can do now with it you know, and how, and it's monetized. You can make money from it, you know, or we can make money from it. There's, you know, things that you can do to monetize it. So all this stuff is, you know, we're in such a great time, and to know that we have the best behind us and the best in front of us, you know, as long as the community stays tight. I know for a minute we kind of got a little, you know, we were like kind of like busting at the seam for a minute, and then sides had to get taken, and it was a lot of talk, but now there's an understanding, and things are kind of panned out now, so everybody understands, and you know, we're kind of the community again. You know what I mean? I felt a little, we're tearing right there for a minute, and then it gets solved itself. But you know, with the technology going forward, and a lot of the stuff that we have on the app and OMI, you know,
I also think that there's Jeremiah Aoyang put out a tweet before saying that in 2015, the market cap of Walmart and Amazon were 183 billion and 173 billion. And 7 years later, in 2022, the market cap of Walmart is 375 billion, so it doubled. Right. And Amazon is 1.56 trillion, and that had 900% growth. So when you take it that took 7 years, for 7 years, and Walmart grew, like
2x to like a 10x almost. Yep.
Yeah. So Walmart grew 2x, and Amazon, why? Because that's what the internet does. Retail's been out for a while. It's been places like Amazon and places that could adapt, that went to the internet, that really made those, you know, hundreds of billions of dollars. And when you take a look, so when you take a look at places that, who's going to be the next one that make those ones? Well, if you look at the top 5 number of crypto holders, Lex Friedman tweeted this the other day. Number 5 is Brazil. 10 million people own crypto. Nigeria, 13 million people. Number 3 is Russia with 17 million. USA is number 2 at 27 million. But with India, you have 100 million people that own crypto. So there's so many people that don't know, they can't buy OMI yet. They don't know what it is.
Where's China in there?
Well, China, they're not in the top 5 for the people that own it.
Think about that.
But they don't need to be, because China is just about the app. Like the app, you could use the app, and you could not have a clue of what crypto is, and it'll still burn OMI. It'll still burn that.
Right.
So yeah, you have a lot of places, and there's also countries like Ukraine that maybe don't have the top 5 of the number of crypto holders, but Ukraine and Russia both have more than 10% of the population that own crypto.
Do they? So that's crazy.
So there's a lot of people that have it, and there's a lot of people that are still. There's so much people that aren't in yet. There's billions and billions of people, and this is we're still so early. This is so early.
And you know, there was a who was it that we were talking about, billionaires? Like there's a lot. We'll get back to what you were saying real quick with the point that you made before. I was just going to chime in. Can you repeat what you said before? You talked
Walmart?
About you were talking about Walmart and Amazon, right? So the retail segment with respect to what Walmart did, and you say it like at 2x, you talk about like 7 years, but the logistics of Amazon's growth came because of it's Walmart, just the shipping and the awareness and the advertising to your home was made more. It's less of brick and mortar and more of your home is you're in Walmart at your home. So this Metaverse technology is everything at your home, not just Walmart. It's the football game at your home, in your home. You're engulfed in it with the headset on. You're at the baseball game in your home. You're at the carnival in your home. You understand what I'm saying? Like these particular aspects of you're in Walt Disney at your home. You're in the metaverse, so you're there. You're not physically there, but you're there in the sense of if you're physically there, your physical avatar's there. You feel like you're there. You're there. It's like the Matrix. You know what makes it not real? And so what I mean by that is when it comes to the interaction of it, it's the same thing when it comes to retail. what the interaction of you going into the store shelf and grabbing a box and putting in your car and walking away, what's the difference of you going into your app or your desktop, and what are you doing? You're putting it in your cart and you're walking away. It's the same thing. It's just the segmented transaction process had changed. That's all that Amazon did for it. So that's really all that has to happen here. This is just a transaction change in how we access it. And so when you're talking about Metaverse and you're talking about NFTs and how that plays a role, it's not just retail, because that's all Amazon is. It's a retail, it's a distributor. It's all that is. And they kind of like morphed the retail hub with the UPS and FedEx hub of it and in one. And then they able to, obviously the logistics in the way that they worked out their software has now streamlined it to get to you in no time. So it's farm to table. And that means a lot, because people want what they want now. They want it now. They don't want to drive to Walmart and worry about if it's on the shelf or not, or they just want it now. And it's easier to grab 10 different items by clicking and going and having it all sent to your house than go drive to this store and grab that one item, and then go to another store and grab that item. You can go just Amazon and get all the items from all those stores in one shot and get it all sent to you. So the ease of use of that, and it took the hassle out of it, and so, and that's what I'm saying. When we're talking about transactions and we're talking about Metaverse, you think kids, like my kids, they haven't left their room. They don't care about leaving their room. I made that point to you. Punishing them isn't stay in your room. You can't come out of your room. Punishing them is you got to get out of your room. Punishing them, you have to get out of your room and lock their door. They can't go in their room. That's the punishment. It was the other way around. And what that means is that what's in their room, their phone, their electronics, their gaming, or their computer, or just their TV in general. Because when I grew up, there was just one TV for the whole house. Now it's a TV in every room. Look at me, one there, one here, one in each of the rooms. I practically have one in my bathroom. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. You know what I mean? And I mean that in a good way, but I mean it's insane in the sense where, like technology has changed us and changed the dynamic of the way that we even discipline our kids. How the hell did that happen? How did technology change that?
Very quickly.
Because the thing that's keeping them busy. It's like when I had Atari, it was one console hooked up to the home TV in the living room with one TV we had. So it was so you got to get away from that and you got to go in your room. Now the kids have the TV in the room, they have the gaming console in the room, they have their phone in their room, and everything else in their room. Everything's in there. They don't got to leave it anymore. So disciplinary action has to change. Everything's it's all on hand. They want it now. So growing up, and a whole generation of hundreds of millions and billions of kids across the world, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and all of them growing up. Now they've been so seasoned into understanding that that's how they access all what they need, their games, what their social aspects of their education, everything. It's all in a one-stop shop. So the Metaverse kind of encompasses all of this now. You're physically there now. You're not just like, watching a two-dimensional screen on your computer with your character in the game. You're Ready Player One. You're in your game. Yeah,
you are the character. You are the avatar.
Yeah.
And like I said, so we're super early. This is Web3. This is the beginning, and the platform will look completely different 5 years from now. The landscape, there's going to be kids that are 4 or 5 years old right now that'll be 9 and 10 years old in 5 years, and that will be the norm. That will be like hey, I'll talk to their friends, send them a quick text. Yeah, I'll go see you in the Metaverse,
bro. Absolutely.
Also, Dr. Profit, I'm pretty sure is worth well over 9 figures. He might be. I don't know if he's a billionaire yet. He's not going to do that. He's not going to dump. There's zero chance. I'm like, I accidentally blocked him. I didn't mean to block him. I just meant to put him in timeout. That was my bad, guys. If someone can reach out to him, rip. That was sorry. But yeah, there's a lot of different. There's a lot of different ways to make money in this. Like you could do land, you could do the currency that the land is in. But there's no
Wes hates Wes at 1118 right there. Wes, he hates because by him hating like this, it gets us to post his stuff.
I don't think that is a pipe dream. I think that the ViviVerse, when it first comes out, will not be Ready Player One. I think that when it first comes out, it'll be an early iteration of what it can be. But you think that they're not going to have downloadable content? You think that they're not going to continuously update that every quarter or every 6 months? I think they'll update it as like, how many updates are there to the Veve app nowadays? Having over-the-air updates, like something like that Tesla is really, really amazing in, is that over-the-air software updates. They have that essentially, like that is the norm for apps. That is going to be the norm for the metaverse. Like, oh, hey, it's a bug. Oh, we are so inconvenienced. Like, some people that remember back in the day where it's like, oh, hey, this one package that I ordered from Amazon said it would get here in 12 days. It's here in 10. Congrats. Now, like, if these kitten coasters do not get here by tomorrow, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, the time that we have to wait are
I see so much stuff. I see so much. I see monetization. I see people working in Metaverse. I see so much business getting done in it. Real estate, from what I'm doing in it, and so many different aspects of it. I see brokerage firms opening up. I see licenses and legality. Bringing and cross chain in that, bridging those gaps. I mean, look, if you're in one side of the Metaverse and you need to get to the other side of the Metaverse, and there's no portals, or there is portals, but it costs you money or gems or OMI or whatever it is. There's cars. You can obviously get into a car. Maybe there's an NFT, one of the cars. It could be whatever. But what if there's like the 007, like the helicopter, and you can get from one end to the other, and you can get there faster. If you need to get from one place to another, you got to rent it to get there faster. I'm just making points. I'm just saying there's transportation, there's communication.
Yeah.
There's communication in ViviVerse, and these NFTs that we have are going to have utility for this stuff. And that's what things aren't just animated. What are they animated for? Just for you to just keep clicking on it, for it to just go in circle and see storm shoot lightning at you? For what? How many times are you going to do that? What fun is it? But if it's obviously, if it's put into some kind of obviously a ViviVerse or a game, it's awesome, man. You know what I mean? Imagine battling and you having
can't wait.
You know who we don't have? Like, we have comics, but we have Captain America. We don't have Thor. Where's Thor? And in his the Storm Breaker.
Yeah. Oh God, that could be another thing. There could be Thor. So here's where I would love MCU, and I think the reason why they're not doing him right now is because we're going to have Secret Invasion on the on Disney Plus as a series, but I think they are going to get into Secret Wars eventually in the MCU, and with that, you don't just have normal Thor that is unworthy and cannot wield Mjolnir. You have a different dimension Thor from a different universe that is spelled Thorr, and he has a different Mjolnir, that he who is unworthy may wield the power of Thor. So this Thor, he has Stormbreaker, but Jane Foster has the normal Mjolnir. But then you have our Thor wielding the Thorr Mjolnir. Like, I cannot wait for all of the different types of Hulk. We don't have Hulk yet. Can't wait for all the different types of Hulks. I can't wait for all the different types.
That's true. We kind of, that's right. The Hulk. We really don't. It's like. And when you're talking about collectibles, like, we're just touching base. Like, we have Spider-Man, we got Batman, we have like Superman. We're playing around with guys, but we obviously have them in the comics. We have these characters in the comics. We're gonna get collectibles of these guys. You're gonna get a Kang collectible. Imagine that, dude. We're gonna get a Kang collectible. He's gonna be fucking purple, bro. We're gonna have a purple dude, bro.
And we might not just get one. We'll have a first appearance Kang. But if you think that we're not going to have all the different versions of Kang, you're crazy. You're crazy. Like, why?
No, because that's the common, that's the uncommon, that's the rare. Like the Spider-Man. It was different.
So I don't know if you've seen the Book of Boba Fett yet. And this is not. If you haven't, this is not really a crazy spoiler, or it's really anything at all. There's a ship that was back in the day that you saw in the prequels, pre-Empire, and it was a yellowish golden ship. They sand it down and make it a silver ship. Why? So they could sell it as a different toy. You think that they're not going to do that in Veve? Oh, here's one in this color. Here's one in this. Here, this is the exact same Thor, but it's a different Thor because it's a different universe. And they could sell it as a different one. That is so genius.
Well, look, they did it with the Ghostbusters. They did it with the rabbit. You know what I mean? They made the Ghostbusters of silver. They golded them. And then They
That's
did it
brilliant.
They did it with the cereal rabbit, and then they put the gold one was like the drop one. They did it with Lucky Charmer was a Lucky Charmer. They did them gold because you know what I mean. So,
and for Veve, they could go and give certain stuff away, especially if they're Veve specific items, because they could give it away and not care because they'll still be making money on the secondary market with the fees and the burning of OMI.
Oh yeah, man.
Pure genius. Pure genius, the fact that this is going to go and now it's only burning from the reserve wallet. When it burns from the circulating supply,
this is what I was trying to tell everyone. Like, people don't understand. Like, it's you know what I know Foster has a great grasp with the tokenomics, and he understands it well. I think that I really do think that you and him or just have a segment, maybe have a whiteboard in the back and actually write down the explanation of and show people, where the burn, like, if it's coming from, what the circulating supply, if it's coming from the reserve supply and how it changes and how ViviVerse will change it and just manipulate the actual, education so people understand a little bit as to the specifics, because it just seems like it's getting lost and everybody just talks about it, and there's a lot of conversation about it, and people don't know that there's two different, supplies, and they don't know why or how much is in each. And this all should really be covered. I think it really is a really exciting topic, because it gets thrown around on just things and people just are, that's, it's got to be known. People got to understand it. And a lot of investment like decisions get based off of some of this stuff that people might feel a little bit more pumped about if they know about it like we do. Maybe that's another thing. Educating is half the battle. And I think
I'd love to get a symposium of like him, like Puddin' Cheeks, a bunch of people. Also, Wes, I'll bet you $500 right now we get it this year. I like you'd give me a $500 super chat if we get it before 2023, and if we don't, I'll give you $500 worth of OMI.
Bro, okay. He is the hater of haters, bro. You know what? He does that so you can plug him.
I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Come on, Wes. Let's see what we got.
I like Wes. He's not a hater, bro. The less I hate him, the less attention he gets.
Oh, good point. Well, I mean, it worked. He baited me. He baited me. I bought. I bid. So yeah. Put money where my mouth is, though. Well, listen, we've been going for about 3 hours right now. Any final thoughts?
You know what, man? It's great having me, and it's great being on as you obviously gonna have 100 people on here, and just obviously having me on is great, and thank you. Thanks everybody out there. We make all kinds of claims. I guarantee some. And I put my money where my mouth is. I always have. And that's basically it. When we're together, we'll rejoice. And, Taps is going to have to get thrown around a little bit. But anyway, it was a mosh.
That's a tall dude.
Hell yeah. So, that's basically it. We'll take it day by day. We have to play by the rules. Do what we do, and just be professional, man. And life's short. When we're the lights are on for an amount of time that we can calculate. When the lights go off, that's a time that we can't calculate. So for that said, just be humble, because you have a better path being good than you don't. If you go bad. So just be cool and have respect. And, I wish everybody the best in all your endeavors and everything. I will say that we have Pokemon, we have Nintendo, and the Rams are going to win and beat the Bengals. So these are the guarantees in life.
Oh,
and I know that there's people listening that say maybe not, maybe, but I am only 2 days away from one of those 3 guarantees that I just made. Will show you to come true. They will cover the 4 points or whatever the hell they're given easily. And you can record this, play it back, send it to me because it'll be correct. So I'll rejoice in the moment, and then it'll be great. Now,
so the reason why I want to disagree with you on that last one is because I think it was the tight end of Cincinnati said that the team is pumped to win the Super Bowl for Harambe. And that is something that I can connect with, and I'm rooting for him. So I think you're going to be wrong on that Super Bowl. I think Bengals can pull it off.
Sure. Anyway, so getting back to better things. Have a good night, everybody. I love everybody out there. And if you have any questions, just you can DM me. And if you have any good items that you might want to trade me, because I'm really not in the buy mode unless it's like it's got to be so compelling that I have to give you Tether or Omi. But other than that, I have more than enough of items that you might want. If that's the case, I'll trade you. I'd be glad to trade you. And Randy, thank you again. Meow, 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 meow,
meow. I can't wait to see you for the party. I can't wait to give you a big old bear hug. Can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
That's cool. We'll hook up if it's not this week or next week. Well, it's
yeah. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Absolutely, bro. Have a good one, bro. And
all right, cheers, everyone. Goodbye.
Take care, guys.